day. Man, oh man.
But JD, why aren't you watching Rampage?
When something important happens over there, let me know. Get out of here, Rampage. AEW Dynamite is the reason why we're here, man. The A Show. Not some AEW Dark wannabe. Tony Khan and the Elite had a couple of major questions coming out of last week's show. And I'm here to tell you that they answered them and gave you some solid follow-up. I know, I'm shocked. Usually their follow-up game is weak. Swerve Strickland has his opponent for Double or Nothing, and lo and behold, it makes sense. Oh, man. What dimension are we living in, bro? But unfortunately, the rest of Dynamite, a lot of filler, a lot of nothing on the show. I'll tell you what is a lot of something. OTS, the venue, downstairs in my mother's basement. We got a major announcement tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you're on social media, you know what it is already. Tuesdays are about to change the game. Tuesdays are about to be monstrous. We'll talk about it when we get there, man. I'm gonna need an old-fashioned and get me a double. Because when I get there, I want to know tonight, on this Wednesday night, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there. Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking. For joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for May 1st, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on this Wednesday night, wherever you may be. As always, joined by my co-host and very good friend, Wednesday nights, Chi-Town Smart. Jesse, what's going on, man?
What's going on, bro?
Listen, man, you were playing Destiny, man. Why are you slacking on the job?
Bro, I cannot get. I got a heel clip right when I ended just now. I got a heel.
Of course
clip.
you did. Of course you did, man. Go fuck yourself, okay?
No,
Shut up.
no. Incandescent though.
Ah, all
It was
right.
trash.
See, that's what you get for slacking off and playing games on the job, man.
Fuck, man. I was enjoying it. I was enjoying it more
Yes,
than Rampage.
guys, I know. I used the new TNT stuff. I mean, Jesus Christ, like it wasn't fucking planned. Holy shit. What do
Hey,
you
I
think?
saw
I'm a
that.
fucking amateur over here. Come on now, man. Just giving you guys a little clip, a little teaser, man. That's all it is.
I saw the clip of you and the spider today, man. It looks like you got a spider that did a run in on you.
Man, I still can't find it.
Oh my god, bro.
I gotta wear my slippers now while I'm live, man. I usually go barefoot. I gotta wear my slippers now because I don't need any creatures crawling on me, you know?
Are you okay? Because it looked like you kind of feared for your life.
Listen, man, spiders and bees, man, they don't mix well with me.
I don't want you to be over there feeling like you were in danger for the first time ever and you feared for your life. That'd be terrible, man.
Listen, man, listen. The only people that are gonna be in danger, bro, is next Tuesday. Have you seen the announcement?
Bro.
Have you heard the announcement, man? I mean, this deserves. Where are you guys, man?
That's a W. Woo! Shout out to the Salamonster, bro.
Tuesday Night Titans will be Titan on Tuesday, May 7th, man. Truly be Titan on May 7th. The new co-host was announced today on social media. If you guys heard the little birdie tweet out today, it will be JD and the Salamonster from this point on Tuesday nights. We went from must-see every week to appointment television every week. Game-changing decision. Wow. And this is going to, I don't think there's going to be anybody in the community that's going to stop us, man. I think what we did, collaborative effort here, we put ourselves in the spectrum of this space above everybody else. Nobody's touching us.
Man, I got to tell you, man, I'm gonna pull the curtain back and be very honest here. I was unfamiliar with Sir Wilkins. I was highly surprised and very entertained by Sir Wilkins. Loved it. Not gonna lie, and I've expressed this to you. I had my doubts about Ango. I just thought he is normally on social media a little bit one-sided to one of the brands, but I was proven wrong. I was corrected, and I even reached out to him, let him know I thought he did a fantastic job with his points of view and how he came about them and stuff like that. I was highly surprised, but Salamonster, that is a game changer. That is pretty fucking amazing, man.
It is a game changer. Jason is a very good friend of mine, in and out of this pro wrestling space. He has been over the house. He's had dinner with me out to my 40th birthday, celebrated 100,000 subscribers. We do House of Glory together, obviously, for the last 5 years. He's a very good friend of mine, and it's the first time that we are going to be working in this capacity together. So I have a fondness and a absolute huge amount of respect for what he does in and out of this whole pro wrestling thing that we do. So for us to come together like this for the first time ever after all this time, I tell you what, man, Tuesday night, when you see that intro, that's it. It's over. it's fucking over, man. That's all I got to say right there. And like Jesse said, shout out to Wilkins. Wilkins, listen, let me tell you something. This is, I haven't said this to anybody. Wilkins is fucking awesome. I'm going to work with Wilkins again. In fact, I can't wait to work with Wilkins again. He was great. The energy he brought was great. I'll see him on Sunday because we have a show in Queens at House of Glory. Wilkins was so appreciative of what you guys did for him and the community here, the OTS community did for him. He was so appreciative that he sent me personally a bottle of Gentleman Jack.
Oh, man. What the fuck?
Wilkins is fucking, he's a beast, and I can't wait to work with him again. We will work with him again. I think I got so many messages in regards to that. JD, you got to work with Wilkins again. Absolutely. Wilkins was a fucking class act, and if you guys don't know, go check that show out. Great show. Go check his stuff out. Jobber Tears podcast. Go check that out. That's great shit. And also shout out to my guy Ango. he brought the heat. You know, he was a little bit more serious of a discussion, but I love a serious discussion.
Yeah.
And his points were on fire. He made some incredible points last night, not only about AEW, but WWE. He came and his homework was fucking prepared and ready to go, man. He couldn't wait to get up in front of the classroom and say, you know what? I know my shit, and I'm going to fucking burn it down tonight. And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The guest killed it. I myself had started checking out the Jobbers Tears podcast and can't believe I didn't know about it, man. But I know now.
Now you know.
I'll be tuning in now, man.
Now you know. So shout out to both of those guys. They stepped up when I needed somebody to step up the most, and they filled in. And now we got the Solid Monster on Tuesday. Can't wait to get to work. I tell you guys, game changing is not even the beginning of it, man. There's nobody that's going to be topping us on Tuesday nights or any night, really. So I can't wait. So if you guys are going to see Jason next week, you guys can go over on his stream and ask him, what the fuck is he drinking? Honestly, because I know I'm showing up next Tuesday with a nice old-fashioned, man. I can't wait.
Give me a second. Give me a second to count the bottles of Gentleman Jack that you sent me. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, man.
Oh, wait. Here's one. Oh, that's fucking clucky.
Why are people saying rest in peace, Sky Blue? What happened? What happened?
What, did she get hurt? Maybe she got hurt.
I don't know. What happened? Was there a wardrobe malfunction? What happened?
That's not a rest in peace. That's a thank you, Sky Blue.
What happened to Sky Blue?
I don't know. Move on, bro. We'll get to the news. Rest in peace, guys. R.I.P. Sky Blue does not inform us or help us with anything. Is the woman dead?
I don't know.
If she's not dead, can you inform us?
I don't know. What did she take a big bump? What happened?
My God.
I don't know. I'm not watching Rampage, man. You couldn't pay me to watch fucking Rampage.
Even worse. Did she come out with full pants on? Oh my God. She didn't do that.
Why would that be? Whoa. Why would that be a bad thing? Sky Blue in any garment on in the lower half, bro, is great. Eh? What are you talking about?
You ever seen MC Hammer pants?
So what?
You don't want those, bro.
No, she ain't walking around wearing those.
Man, we don't want those. She took a power bomb
to a barbed wire table. Oh man, Tony Khan.
She's a pro wrestler, bro. That's it happens.
Tony Khan can't get enough of that ECW, man.
Her butt deflated. Now that's some tragedy. Okay, now that would be something.
Why is there a barbed wire table in a TBS title match? Was it no rules?
Whoa, no, don't ask those kind of. We gotta watch the show to know all of that. You didn't watch the show.
Pardon me, I'm not watching the show, so I'm not allowed to ask questions. All right, listen, let's get down to business here. Dynamite tonight. I know you guys heard Red Skies in the beginning of the stream as I was strolling on in with the Mustang, but that doesn't mean I did not like the show. I thought the show tonight was, if I was to give it 2 thumbs up or a rating of 2 thumbs up, I'd give it 1 thumb up and 1 thumb down. It was a 50% show to me.
I thought it was bookended very well.
It was bookended very well. And the filler in the show, I don't know why they continue to put on absolutely nothing in the middle of this show that basically leads to nowhere. It leads to nowhere. And that TV time is very precious to me. I don't give a shit about Isaiah Cassidy and Samoa Joe. It leads to nothing. It will lead to nothing. And then we got Claudio.
Comical, though.
Claudio, well, whatever. Claudio and Brian Cage. Yeah. Who gives a shit? Will it lead to something for Claudio, possibly? Who knows what he's doing at the pay-per-view? We may end up getting Claudio versus Samoa Joe at the fucking pay-per-view. I have no idea. But both of those matches, both of those instances meant nothing. And that's TV time that should have been given to something else a little bit more important. We didn't see Will Ospreay tonight. We didn't see Mercedes. I'm sure we'll see Mercedes on Rampage because she was there with her 2 dogs. But the show tonight, what they accomplished, Jesse, coming out of last week's show, they rectified and answered the problems that the vocal majority on social media voiced.
You mean you?
Yes, me.
Okay.
Me specifically. They answered the questions that needed to be answered last week on tonight's show. They gave us an opponent for Swerve Strickland. And the opponent, we'll get to the rankings, because, at this point, TK, listen, brother, we got to get rid of the rankings. The rankings are just fucking complete garbage. They're not factoring into anything, and you're just insulting all of our intelligences by keeping them around and not really factoring them into anything going on or any story. So get rid of them. Wins and losses matter. And keeping people on your television show strong matters, but the rankings aren't doing anything to aid that, so get rid of him. But the opponent makes sense for Swerve. We will touch on that in a little bit. Then, coming out of last week's show, Jesse, Tony Khan took the Tony Khan driver from the EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. He went on NFL Network and had the neck brace on. He was sitting in the Jacksonville Jaguars war room during the NFL draft. He was on Barstool Sports. He was on ESPN. He was on TMZ. He was on NFL Network. Pat McAfee made mention of him. He was all over the place. Rich Eisen, the guy was all over the place. He made one huge fuck up by mentioning Harvey Weinstein and comparing Harvey Weinstein to WWE. Now, granted, what he was trying to relay was actually very true, but in a generalized sense, don't mention the entire company in that sense, because there are innocent people that don't belong in the same sentence as Vince McMahon. So he did kind of take a couple steps back with that, but he got the publicity that he wanted with the neck brace and with that. The questions coming out of last week's show were, why did the Young Bucks attack Tony Khan? Why did they do what they did? Was Tony Khan going to do anything as far as consequences for the Young Bucks' actions? Now, we got all of these questions answered, because tonight, the Young Bucks basically want to change the world. I'm going to need a little bit more explanation for why they are doing what they're doing. I guess we can run with that for now. It's their company. They could do whatever they want. They're the bosses. But as far as why Tony Khan can't fire them, they started the show and said that we have an ironclad contract where you cannot terminate us. And it's in there, fine print. And that's the first thing that they let off with. And then the closing angle, we got Kenny Omega back in Winnipeg, his hometown, and he got beat to shit by everybody. Jack Perry, the Bucks, Okada. They put him on a stretcher. Diverticulitis is the problem with Kenny Omega. They stretchered him out. They knocked him off the stretcher and then comically say, somebody, go check on him, please. After they knocked him off the stretcher, which is obviously going to set up what's to come this summer with Kenny Omega coming back to the company when he's fully healthy. I thought what they did, answering these questions, Jesse, and forwarding the story, making it interesting, giving them a lot of heat by attacking Kenny in Canada, I give it 2 thumbs up. Handshakes all around. I thought they did a great job with that. Fantastic stuff, man. Fantastic stuff. They brought some continuity to what we got. They made some sense of what we got. You know, I kind of said it on my review. Sometimes these things take a little bit of time, bro. We have a 2-hour show, you know, with like 5 to 10 minutes, you know, sketches in between. Sometimes you can't tell the full story in one episode. So it's not like they went weeks upon weeks without explaining why Brock Lesnar attacked Cody. I mean, give him a little time. Yeah. Give him a second week at least. You know, it kind of made sense. It came full circle. You know, the storytelling they did tonight made sense of the actions that we get over the last couple of weeks. That's acceptable. You can't go weeks upon weeks with us still asking questions about stuff that happened weeks ago. They didn't do that. We as a community got to be a little more. I'm not being facetious when I say it. I mean this. A little more patient, because sometimes it takes 2 weeks to evolve a story, the same story. You're not going to get evolution every single episode. If they need 2 weeks to tell a story, give them 2 weeks, then the story continues. But you can't leave us fucking hanging. You can't leave us in limbo. You can't leave us wondering how these guys didn't get fired. These guys didn't get fired. How did they not get fired, but Punk did? Give them a minute. We might find out. Now, if we don't find out by the next week, then yeah, I'm on board. But you're leaving us thinking about these questions. You're not giving us shit. They gave us some stuff. It made sense. They brought Kenny back. We all wonder why Kenny was being brought back right now. I saw some people fantasy booked and predicted what was going to happen to Kenny, and that's exactly what they did. Kenny got fucking murdered by the hands of Jack Perry, the Elite, and everyone else. Brilliance. I am kind of concerned and wondering how much of that stuff that Kenny told us is true, man. Because that's some scary stuff. I think most of it's true. I genuinely think most of it's true. I don't think it's as serious as he's making it out to be right now. It was serious. I do think that he did mention that give him a couple of months and he's going to be back, and let's do the Okada thing against the Best Bout Machine the Rainmaker versus the Best Bout Machine. It sounds like to me that we're shaping this up to take place at All In, if that's the case. So, I mean, Kenny might be on the mend. He might not have required surgery. I don't know what the deal is. I don't want to speculate. But I will say this. He is sorely missed. You feel the absence of Omega, and when you see him on television speaking, and you see his presence on television, you can tell that the show was missing his presence, and he was sorely missed.
Yeah, man. I mean, the show is a world of a difference. Imagine the show that we used to have that involved Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole and MJF. We have none of those guys on TV right now. So they are really hurting at the top of the card right now. So it is hard to put together compelling TV without 4 of your top stars. So they're held together by Band-Aids, but hopefully things come together. Kenny sounded like the decision whether or not to end up with an ostomy bag was real, man. And that's concerning, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to know what it's like to live a life, to go through life with that. I mean, the fact that he said no to that and he is opening himself up to real risks and danger and basically putting his life in danger. Yeah. You know, this is a life-threatening situation. I mean, well, for the love of pro wrestling, man, I believe it 100%.
Yeah. Michael Evans said his father has diverticulitis. It's not pretty when there's a flare-up, bro. I believe it.
No. Yeah, I don't know what goes into that. I'm sure Kenny's diet has vastly changed now. He can't eat what he used to eat. I don't know what type of diet he has moving forward.
No more Wendy's.
Well, no more junk. I don't take Kenny Omega to be a junk food eater anyway. But
they advertise for Wendy's on
man, hey, listen, if you had to go with one fast food joint, I mean, I'm gonna go with Wendy's for sure over McDonald's and Burger King. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I'm not eating those. I would go like for a Chipotle. I consider that stuff like fast food.
You consider Chipotle fast food?
Yeah, you walk in, you walk out with fucking food. Fast, right? You don't sit down and wait 20 minutes for them to make it, do you?
No, man. Fast food is processed. Chipotle is not processed food. It's all made fresh. Right in front of you.
You walk in, walk out food, bro. Subway, really fast food.
Don't get me started on Chipotle, man. I love Chipotle.
I love it, man.
Smash Burger. What's the other one?
They got a lot of those trendy burger places.
Yeah, those trendy burgers. I love
Five
those.
Guys.
Yeah, Five Guys. I love those types of burgers, man. Those little smush burgers, cheese, double stack with cheese, pickles on the side, a couple of French fries, man. You good to go.
Very fatty, man. Very fatty.
Listen, after you work out all week, man, your body craves it.
Yeah, it's true.
But yes, Kenny is back. And I thought what they did was really, really good stuff. And I said this on Twitter. I posted a little clip, just giving my quick thoughts before the show. AEW's got a problem a lot of the times in the follow-up. They don't follow up very well. They got a big follow-up problem. No matter what's going on, a storyline, a babyface champion, keeping the heat on babyface, keeping the heat on a heel. They have a major follow-up problem. And tonight, they executed and they delivered. And I'm excited to see where it goes because one of the more beloved figures in AEW now, outside of Tony Khan, is now injured, quote unquote. And he's now an integral part of this story. Now we're left with what's next? What is their next course of action? Is Tony Khan going to be back next week? Where is Adam Page fitting into this? When will he be back? FTR showed up tonight. How is Swerve going to be thrown into this? There's a lot of questions. But I don't want to jump ahead of anything because, we don't know where this is going to go. But what they did tonight from point A to point B, from last week to this week, I thought they executed very well. And now we can move on to next week and get the next page of this story being told. So whatever they did tonight, 2 thumbs up from me. You're not going to get any over-the-top ranting. I thought everything was great.
That would be amazing. There we go.
I know. All right. It's crazy. I know. Normally I come out here, man. I'm like a fire-breathing dragon right out of the gate. It's like,
look, don't get me wrong, man. AEW does plenty of ridiculous shit that deserves ranting from time to time. But as of late, it just feels like that is the norm for you, no matter what they fucking do.
Yeah.
No matter what they do. they're gonna earn their lumps, and we're gonna fucking give it to them. But let's be a little bit more fair, man. They're getting frustrating because of these decisions, but we gotta be a little bit more fair about it.
Chad is asking why Red Sky's playing in the beginning of the show then, because I didn't really like the overall show. The most important parts of the show they delivered on. The actual show itself was very, very unimportant. They didn't really keep me interested. That's why.
The middle was very boring.
Yes.
And then you wanna convince us to do a third hour of Rampage. No, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. By the way, Black Wolf Inc., thank you for the message. Solid Monster says in reply to my question of what the fuck are you drinking, Solid Monster says, cold water. Next Tuesday will be special. Now, fuck off. I have a review to do.
There we go. I had cold water too. I just finished the whole fucking bottle.
Oh, man. So we're going to have to change that, man. Solid Monster likes a nice Jack and Coke, man. I think we got to get him on board with a Jack and Coke, okay?
Oh, we got to get him off that Coke, man. Pop. I stopped drinking pop a couple of years ago, man. I'm so happy about it. Everything I do with pop, I can do with some kind of juice.
Don't they have a healthier soda pop somewhere? What is it called? Poppy or something like that?
It's called sugar-free pop, man.
No.
There's a lot of sugar in pop.
No, diet soda is more unhealthy for you than regular soda.
That's trash, man. Oh, God. No.
Please don't drink that stuff, please.
No. I'll do, like, if I'm drinking Jack, I'll do a Lynchburg lemonade. I'll get some Jack and lemonade, man.
That's fine.
I can do that.
There you go.
Good stuff.
We will get into Swerve and the title match that will take place at Double or Nothing. We will talk about the Elite a little bit more in depth. Thank you guys so very much for joining us on the AEW Dynamite post right here on OTS. It is a very, very newsworthy week, man. Make sure you guys go check out all the content on the channel. There's plenty of it. I was live for Monday Night Raw. The draft concluded. I enjoyed Night 2 more than I did Night 1. I am very excited about the roster that Monday Night Raw has built. And Raw definitely walked away from the draft with the win over SmackDown for sure. I'm kind of worried about SmackDown. I'm kind of worried about the lack of competition for Cody on Friday night, but hopefully they rectify that. We were live on Tuesday last night, me and my guy Ango, for episode 46 of TNT. Go check that out. We were live for 3 hours. Great discussion. Go and check that out. And like I said, next Tuesday, the Solid Monster begins duty as the new permanent co-host on Tuesday nights. It will be absolutely incredible. So make sure you guys grab a seat at the bar in the venue, because right now it's filling up and it's going to be crazy. Wednesday, obviously Jesse and I are live every Wednesday, and I will be live again on Friday. Jesse, I know, has started covering WWE stuff. He covers WWE the next day, not to step on anybody's toes. And he's going to be covering Backlash this Saturday night, potentially. Jesse, why don't you tell them about what you're doing for the WWE coverage and where they can find you covering Backlash Saturday night?
So I've decided to kind of tie some of my content in to the content that we get here, since a lot of you guys are guys that watch this program, this show, or whatever is happening on this channel. So for Backlash, JD is gonna go live immediately after Backlash. I will go live for a quick recap right after JD, just to give my thoughts on what I saw and everything. This will be a special occasion for this particular event, because my Saturday is free. On a normal event, where it's like at nighttime and stuff like that, I might not be available for said things, but follow me on Twitter and all that stuff, and you'll know what I'm going to do exactly. But going forward on the weekly basis, on Tuesdays, I usually do my Monday Night Raw review. Last night, we did something different. We did just a quick overview of Raw, just the results, what I thought about them, because who are we kidding? The next day, you guys have already seen your favorite shows. You know what happened. You know everything that happened on Raw. I'll give my quick thoughts on it. But more importantly, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to come from here and serve kind of like a post-game show. So after you guys have watched TNT and all of the awesomeness that happens there, I'll go on for a little bit of a recap of TNT, kind of tie into it, give my thoughts on some of the topics that these guys covered, things like that. and just hang out for a few more minutes. Some of you may have to go to bed for work or school the next day, and that's understandable. But some of you guys are probably still hanging up, having a drink. It's like, man, the party's over. No, it's not. Come on over to my channel and join me. We'll continue hanging out for you.
There you go. So make sure you guys go check Jesse out. Papa H brought him back home. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man.
You fucking shill.
That Vincent shit we fucking packing, bro.
You goddamn shill, man. How much is the company paid you, man, to come on board again?
Fucking not enough. I'll tell you.
Anyway, guys, lots of stuff coming up this week. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. And please follow us on social media at JD from NY206 on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. And go follow Jesse as well at Chi-Town Smart. And tonight's show, sponsored by my great friends over at DraftKings. We will talk about DraftKings a little bit later because we got the NBA playoffs in full swing. And I know you guys want to get in on all the action with DraftKings. Oh, my goodness. We got a couple of bombs already in the chat. How could I forget? First of all, shout out to Dwayne Jackson with a $100 super chat. I thought tonight's show was a step up from last week. Was it perfect? No. But what it was a vast improvement. Kenny Omega's angle, playing out just like you said it would. I'm assuming Hangman will be back next week. Much love to you and Jesse, OTS for life. Dwayne, thank you so very much for being here, brother. Very much appreciate your generosity. And then we got Billy with a Billy bomb with a $100 super chat. Chipotle here in Arizona is good. Now we have a storyline with the Elite. Maybe they need a GM like Scott D'Amore or someone to step in to combat the Elite. JD and Jesse, you guys kick ass. Go Yankees. Sorry, JD. It's all right, man. Listen, you're in the American League. I got... why is Jesse's camera out? What happened?
It's not out.
Jesse's... I see Elgato. I see an Elgato screen on my end. What happened?
I'm looking at my Elgato software up right now.
Deactivate and activate your microphone again. What happened? Or your camera. I see nothing but Elgato. Please run Camera Hub.
Okay. It's up. I'll close it and reopen it.
I don't know. Listen, man, I don't know about Elgato, man. Jesus Christ, fucking amateur.
You have Elgato. I don't understand why it's out. The software is still up, and usually the software goes out on both screens.
It says, please run Camera Hub to use Elgato Virtual Camera. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Oh, wait. Fucking...
Now you figure that out, as long as they can hear you.
Forget about the StreamYard.
What about StreamYard?
Okay. It's out on StreamYard. Okay, there we go.
Oh.
All right. So let me see. I'll fix it.
Yeah, we're live. Listen, man, a little technical difficulty. It's all right. He'll get it fixed. As long as you can hear him, that's all that matters. Yeah, moving on. Let's get into the show tonight.
Hey, I may have to close and reopen StreamYard, man, because the app is working, so I got to close StreamYard.
All right. I'll put some music on. Let's see we'll put some Doc on. Let's put some Doc on. Jesse's got a little technical difficulty. Listen. We'll bring him back in. See what happens. Just give him a second. Give him a second, guys. I don't want to do the show without him, all right? Give him a second. All right, now he's pissing me off. What does it take to close StreamYard and come back in? I gotta wait for this fucking guy. Listen, there he is. It's still not working.
Reboot.
I still don't see you.
1 second, bro.
Okay. He's working. There he is. Look at there he is. Let's maximize him. There you go. There you go. Now we're back in business. A little technical difficulty there, man.
Oh, why it does that on this stream only, man?
Fucking Elgato.
Guess so.
Yes, I put red skies on for Jesse. Yes, I don't know why I tried.
Why'd I get red skies? Okay.
Anyway, he's back. There he is. All right. Let's start the show off with Tony Khan. Tony Khan opens the show. He opened the show with some dramatic music playing in the background, the Jacksonville Jaguars logo on the wall behind him. He's got a big laptop in front of him. He's doing some work, running the show remotely from Jacksonville. He says he isn't cleared to leave Jacksonville due to the head and neck issues he suffered. So the screen got all glitchy. Matt and Nick were shown sitting in the production truck. They cut Tony Khan's feet off. They cut his feet off. So Matt said Tony isn't there, but they are. They explained that they are having some technical difficulties in the truck, and some are wondering why they aren't fired. Because obviously we saw what happened last week, and that was one of the biggest questions coming out of last week's show. And they said that's because they have ironclad founders contracts. Their contracts say they succeed TK in running a show if he is not able to. Matt says we are in control now. Nicholas then threw the show to a new open, which was basically the Dynamite Open that you usually see every week. But in its place, everybody else was taken out of the intro. So no Copeland, no MJF, no Ospreay, no Mercedes. It was all the elite. It was all Jack Perry, Kazuchika Okada, Matt and Nick Jackson. And it was just nothing but highlights of them with the Dynamite theme backing it. I thought that was a great start.
That was so good.
I thought that was fantastic. So,
is that Mike Mansory turning heel confirmed? Man,
I guess so. I mean, listen, man, he's got to do what they ask. He's got to do what they say, right?
I guess so. Yeah, he does.
So there he is. So, listen, Jesse and I have said that the Young Bucks characters in this heel role, this is the best presentation of the Young Bucks in all 5 years. I stand by that. Even through the very low points in the last few weeks, they have played great characters, and I love their character work, and I think it adds a lot to what they are telling via this story. I thought this intro was great. I love the subtle changes. I love the fact that there's like this hostile takeover now, that they're doing what they want to do. It's their show. I don't know if they're going to accentuate on that. I don't know if this is going to lead to them booking the show from this point on and Tony's not needed. I don't know if they're going to hire a new general manager to run the show the way that they want, so they don't have to worry about that. They'll just have some stooge in there. Or Tony Khan comes out and says, I'm hiring a general manager because I can't be there for an extended period of time, and I'm going to have someone with my eyes and my ears to the ground run the show for me in my absence. So they have a couple of different ways they can go about it. This gives them a little sense of freedom, Jesse, and it really opens up the storyline to have a nice added element to it, a nice added sense of fun and unpredictability to it. So I don't know where they're going. I even said that potentially this could lead to split rosters. Now, I don't think that's going to be the case. I mean, that's just me fucking hoping and you know, on a situation that I very much think AEW would benefit from. I don't think that's the case, but those two other instances could very well happen. So we will see what Tony Khan decides there. But I think a general manager, honestly, if you want to go that aspect, I think that part of the show could definitely work in their favor.
Yeah, so not only is this the best version of the Young Bucks that we've had, this is the best version of Jack Perry that we've also had.
Yes, I mean, that goes without saying, yes.
I'm going to have to thank one Phil Brooks for making this aspect of the Bucks and Jack Perry better.
Well, listen, I don't think. Well, listen, I guess you could add the Bucks to that too, yeah, because it brought out the EVPs.
Are playing off of this. Oh, they're immature and they don't act like EVPs. That's how all this spawned. And I don't have to explain where Jack Perry got his.
Well, where do you expect Jack Perry to go coming out of that situation? If he didn't embrace everything that happened there, I mean, what the fuck is he doing in the business?
There was so many different wrong ways they could have booked Perry that was just not would have been correct. They could have easily booked him the wrong way, but they booked him the right way that they should have coming back from his hiatus. Even the hiatus itself was a fantastic idea. I think it was all a good idea coming from what they had to deal with. You know, this shit has already happened. It's real life. Everyone knows about it. Let's just play off this shit. You know, had it all been done again, no one would have done this intentionally, but since it happened and you can't go back and change what has happened, make the best of it. I think they've made the best of this situation going forward.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. There was no other real direction for them to go in. I do think that, his reemergence on AEW television was definitely aided by him working in New Japan. I still think to this day, and I'll plant my fucking Braves cap on that flag, I don't think the footage was really needed at all. I mean, the footage was only shown because Tony Khan wanted to get back at WWE for CM Punk going on Ariel Helwani's show, and if that interview didn't happen, we would have never seen the footage. I stand by that 100%.
Absolutely.
AEW actually did Jack Perry a solid and really told where he was more so the following week in a clip where they showed exactly where he was in New Japan and what he was doing over there. That was more effective than the fucking clip that they showed from All In. All the clip from All In did was give Tony Khan a hard on, and it made Jack Perry look like a fucking pussy. That's all it did.
I could have, to be honest with you, and just now thinking about it, I could have gotten to showing that footage and it making sense, but it just wouldn't have been done when TK did it. I could have gotten to that footage with Jack Perry coming back and trying to explain where he went and why he was gone. And he was the one that insisted on rolling the footage because TK wouldn't allow it, but he was ousted by the Bucks. So he ran the footage to show the people why he left the AEW organization and went to New Japan. That actually would have made more sense. But TK, like you said, he wanted to air it when he aired it because he did want to get back at Punk for that interview.
It had nothing to do with the Young Bucks and FTR. It factored into zero of that story. And it was manufactured like a motherfucker. And it came off forced. And what Jesse said is 100% correct. If they left it in the hands of Jack Perry to show the footage himself, this is where I was. This is why I'm not here. This guy's to blame. Yeah. That would have made a better story. But they didn't go that route. We can't go back and change it now. They did what they did. Or if they didn't do that, it should have been shown way, way back in the day. I mean, we're talking fucking 9 months, 10 months now. I mean, this should have happened fucking 8, 9 months ago. And they didn't do that. So, listen, we can't go back and change what has happened. They got Jack Perry back on television. He is being presented in the way that he needs to. And it's a thumbs up move. That's all I could say. So that's the way that they open the show. And then we go from that to Swerve Strickland. It's the first thing that we see on tonight's show. We don't see anything else. We see the AEW World Champion. His theme music's out. Nana's out. And the champion is in the spotlight. Boom.
That's so hard.
Boom.
That's all we wanted.
Not third, not fifth, not the sheer unimportance that he felt last week. First. That's it.
That's it. It's all we wanted.
You're not changing my mind on that. I don't give a fuck what the lead-in was to Collision. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what the plan was or when he was announced or what promo he was cutting on set. I don't give a fuck. This is your A show. Everything that matters in this company happens on Wednesday, not Friday, not Saturday, not social media. Wednesday. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that should have happened very front and center. And like I said it on my review, if for some reason, whatever the reason was that Swerve didn't speak on Wednesday, I would have left him off the show entirely and said that he was recovering from his match with Joe and just did the promo on Saturday. If it was hell bent that they had to do the promo on Saturday, that's how I would have did it. But if he couldn't go on Wednesday, I would have held him off, like you said, till today and not even do Collision either. But it's understandable if he missed the first week back. It's selling a match with Joe. You go through a fucking title match with Joe and let me know if you feel like showing up to work 2 days later.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a double-edged sword because if he wasn't on the show, people I think would have still complained, where's your world champion? Why is everything else on the show but your world champion? So
Absolutely.
You know, there would have been more complaints in regards to that. But he didn't need to wrestle Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher doesn't deserve to be in the ring with him. They didn't make an announcement on Wednesday, even though I had a couple of geeks tell me, oh, there was an announcement. They mentioned it. No, they didn't mention nothing on Wednesday. They mentioned it on Thursday after everybody complained because they knew they fucked up. I would have taken an announcement from the announce team with a little picture-in-picture graphics where it was going to be on Saturday's Collision and address the fans after winning in a historic title match or making history. Or you could have had Swerve in the backstage segment with Renee Paquette saying, listen, I'm taking the night off. You guys will hear from me on Saturday, and we will celebrate then. Joe was a great opponent. He beat the shit out of me. I'm recuperating. I'll see you guys back right here in Daly's Place in Jacksonville on Saturday night. That's it. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, exactly. But to pretend like the most important thing that everyone wanted to hear, or at least you should have made sure that it's something that everybody wanted to hear, is hear from your new world champion, not just see him in a match. He went through hell trying to get that damn title. We want to hear what he has to say about it. First and foremost, before any fucking thing else. That should have been first.
And to all the people who are saying, oh, well, they're making him a fighting champion. Why does the babyface always have to play the role of a fighting champion? Can he be a fighting champion and not have to wrestle 3 times in the same fucking week? I mean, why is the same old trope in AEW with the babyfaces? They got to be front and center and fight everybody and accept all challenges. Why do they need to do that?
You can be a fighting champion without taking on every goddamn challenger. I think people are misunderstanding the term fighting champion. He's not going to run from an opponent. He's not going to run from his number one contender. You give me a number one contender who has earned a shot at this title, and that's exactly what they're going to get, a shot at this fucking title. But you're not going to get, because you know what? I had to go through hell to get this fucking title. I couldn't just wake up and go ask for a shot and I got it. So I want to make sure if someone is capable of dethroning me, that they also earn this fucking title. Go become number one contender, and I will give you your fucking match wherever you want it, because I'm a fighting fucking champion, as opposed to a heel cowardly champion like, oh, I'm not fighting you. No, you got to fight this, and I'm still going to avoid the fucking fight. No, I'm a fighting champion. You earn your fucking shot, and you get to me, motherfucker. That's what I had to do.
Yeah, exactly. And a fighting champion means so much than, accepting every challenge that comes your way. Because then you're running into some really, really gray areas. Like, you're going to be giving championship title matches to people that clearly don't deserve it. The open challenge concept is fucking dead. You got 2 other championships in the company doing the same thing. We don't need the AEW championship going through fucking open challenges. And a fighting champion means so much more than just accepting all challenges from everybody in the locker room. You could tell that story with Swerve in a hard-fought championship match against a serious, legit contender. Having him go 25 minutes, kicking out, near falls, on the brink of losing the championship. He doesn't give up. Putting him in a submission hold and really getting the fucking momentum in that moment where he's reaching for the ropes and he barely reaches. I mean, there's so much you could tell via that story with him being a fighting champion. Why does it got to result in, I got to accept a match from Keith? Oh, not Keith Lee. Brian Keith. You're going to get a championship match. Get the fuck out of here, man. Really? Yeah. Nobody wants to see that.
No, it's a little much. Another thing, another option is, just because he's in a match doesn't have to be a fucking title match. That's another fucking thing. He can have a match and it not be a title match. It's going to make him look better because he's still going to dominate the match and win, as he should. But my God, where is the credibility of your number one contenders if anybody in the back can just run from catering and say, I want a title shot? Come on down. That's not how it works in competition, bro. NFL, who wants to be in the Super Bowl? Open challenge. Come on down. First team to cut down and get to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Ridiculous. So those things need to be focused on, TK. Please. Do better. Swerve Strickland comes out there with Prince Nana. He says or AEW rather, now has the champion that they need, and AEW deserves a champion who appears on all the shows in 1 week, and that's exactly what he's done. He said what AEW doesn't deserve are selfish, greedy, childish, power-hungry EVPs that think they can just throw their weight around and not face any consequence. Whatever you all did, I still stand by what I said on Saturday. That was a bitch move. That's going to be handled at some point. He then shifted to saying he's going to find out who his opponent is at Double or Nothing. So come and present yourself, but be sure to wipe your feet before you step into Swerve's house. So all of a sudden, the Bucks appeared on the big screen. And I'm like, all right, here we go. We're going to get Jack Perry challenging for the World Championship at Double or Nothing. They paraded around their tag team championships. They said that they're also champions. Matt said it sounds like Swerve's success has gone to his head. Matt says he's insulting his bosses and using curse words. Nick then said, that's a fine. We're going to fine you for that. They said that his opponent hasn't been around in a while, and he's from Winnipeg, and he's a former champion. In fact, he's just standing over there ready to go greet you. So hit his music. 3, 2, 1. And then out comes Christian Cage. Wow. He is returned. So Christian walked out with Luchasaurus.
Swerve, get it?
Yeah, there you go. Luchasaurus comes out, Nick Wayne, and Mama Wayne is out there. Everybody missed Mama Wayne. I know my guy, Sir Wilkins, missed Mama Wayne. I'll tell you that.
Mama Wayne is easily MILF of the year, bro. Man.
When he entered the ring, he lifted the mic and then all of a sudden popped Swerve in the face with the microphone. Swerve went down. Christian beat him up. Nana backed out of the ring, and he got actually beat up as well. He got knocked off his feet. Swerve fought back, fended off Nick Wayne, charging at him. Mother Wayne got in his face, and Swerve stared her down. Luchasaurus then headbutted Swerve and then knocked the Nana down with a headbutt. Christian then gave Swerve a kill switch onto the AEW title belt that was laying on the mat. Nick then gave a Wayne's World to Prince Nana, and Christian stood over Swerve and said he never forgets. He says he hasn't forgotten that months ago he broke into my son's gym, Nick Wayne's gym, and left him in a pool of his own blood. He sold the silent crowd to basically keep it down, which I put in my notes here. The crowd tonight was awful. Very, very low energy in Winnipeg. I don't know what the fuck happened. So he yelled at them to shut up and mind their own business while he's conducting his own business. So they didn't really make much of a case here as far as crowd reaction. So he said Swerve lost at the biggest show in the company's history and embarrassed himself. He said now is the best time to make him pay for all of those mistakes. He says he'll end his title reign before it starts and make sure he's a footnote in the history of AEW. He said his daughter barely knows him, but when he's finished with Swerve, Swerve's daughter won't want to know him. He said when he's done with Swerve, his daughter will have a father she can be proud of for the rest of her life. I mean, Christian is a gem. Christian Cage is a gem. Guy. Tony Schiavone mutters under his breath, oh, he's the worst.
He's a piece of shit.
Christian turned to the crowd and picked on the Colorado Avalanche, beating their Winnipeg Jets in the playoffs, which obviously got a reaction because you don't fuck with the hockey fans.
Ooh.
He's going to walk into Swerve's house and rip the AEW World Championship out of his hands. He bent over and told Swerve that the pain has just begun. And all of a sudden, Killswitch, a.k.a. Luchasaurus, yanked out a chunk of Swerve's hair and handed it to Nick Wayne. And Excalibur said this was a depraved act, and the match is official for Double or Nothing on May 26th. Now, again, one of the biggest criticisms coming out of last week's show was why Swerve was treated as a fourth or fifth priority from the top when he's the AEW champion. He made history on Sunday, and then going into Wednesday, he wasn't treated as the top priority. He wrestled Kyle Fletcher, hasn't won a match since October 14, 2023, singles match that is on AEW television. He goes and wrestles Claudio on Saturday, which was a great match because, I mean, Swerve and Claudio could sleep through a fucking match and have it be at least a 4-star match. But no matter how great the match is, what did it ultimately mean? It's just nothing. It's just Tony Khan fantasy booking for Saturday Night Wrestling show when there's no substance behind it. So we asked, like, what the fuck's going on? At least on Saturday they said, well, we'll get the announcement of his Double or Nothing opponent on Wednesday, which is great. We come to find out tonight, Jesse, that his opponent is someone that has a little bit of history with him. Someone who now has taken Nick Wayne under his wing, and Swerve did some dastardly shit with AR Fox to Nick Wayne and Darby Allin all those months ago, and now Christian Cage has a problem with it. The callback was fantastic. The continuity was fantastic. The match itself is going to be fantastic. Stop giving Christian Cage the, oh, this match is weak treatment. Christian is doing the best work of his entire fucking career. Christian, outside of a heel MJF, was the best heel in all of AEW. So stop knocking and disrespecting Christian Cage. The fact that they did this and set the tone for this, Jesse, with the prior history these two have, I'm excited for the match. I'm okay with the match. And it all makes sense. Now, the only thing that I have a problem with is the fact that Christian just lost the TNT title and we haven't seen him on television, yet here he is challenging for a world championship. Do the rankings matter or do they don't matter? So this is where we both are in agreement to Tony Khan. Tony, if you're listening, if you ever get wind of this, if someone's listening and they pass it along to you, cut the rankings out. Story is king. You don't need the rankings to tell a story, evidenced by this, because it only insults our intelligence. Outside that, Jesse, I thought this was great.
Yeah, when Swerve comes out and he's like, now, I just want to know who my number one contender is. He just should have been like, here's a sheet with the rankings. This guy's number one. Here's my number one contender. That was easy. But not once since they've been brought back has the rankings come into play. I don't think they understand that the rankings is not something that hinders you in your creative. It's supposed to be an easy tool to get to important matches. This person is going to face this person because if this person wins, they get to move up not one, but two spots in the rankings. And the rankings matter here because the number one, the contender, gets the title. It's easy. It writes itself for you as far as storyline. But when you just want to book a match like, say, Christian Cage versus Swerve, then you got to try to figure out how it makes sense per the rankings. You're not doing it the right way. You're not doing it the right way. So, yeah, it can be a hindrance when you have a match in your head, but it's a tool when you use it to say, well, these matches are going to make sense because it's for spots in the rankings. And another problem I had with the open challenge for Claudio is, and I've been holding this, I didn't want to forget it. It's Claudio versus Swerve can function as a main event pay-per-view match if booked well. And we just burned it on a fucking open challenge.
Yep.
Look at the quality of match they had. Now, what if you turned it up a notch or two, gave us no commercials, and had it headline a fucking pay-per-view? Imagine what those two would have fucking gave us. Imagine. But we burned through Claudio in a championship match in a fucking open challenge, and we're done with it now.
And
I think that was a waste.
It was a waste. And the sad thing is, I don't really give a shit about the ratings. I don't. I stopped covering the ratings because all it does is add to the tribalism. But I was very curious because I was in communication with people that were within that company because they had a couple of people. This is information you're going to hear for the first time. I had people in that company reach out to me that were visibly upset with the stance that I took and the criticisms that I aimed towards the company. But all the criticisms come from a good place because I want the company to be the best that they could be. And when they're not, I'm going to tell you that they're not. When they're good, I'm going to tell you when they're good. I did this for years with WWE. AEW is not immune to the criticism. So I was very curious to see because I was tipped off. Well, Tony Khan's got a plan about putting Swerve on Saturday instead of doing it on Wednesday. But my argument is Wednesday is the A show. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens on Friday. It doesn't matter what happens on Saturday. I was convinced, or forced to convince, that moving him to Saturday was going to have him in front of more eyes. And that may have been the case for the first 5 minutes. What was it? 1.35 million viewers. 1.35 million viewers for the first 5 or 6 minutes of Collision on Saturday night. And then after that segment, as soon as Claudio came out, it dipped to 800 or so. And then when Swerve's match with Claudio, Jesse, happened in the main event segment, they were watched by 470,000 people. So what I see is people watching the show who didn't give a shit about the show in the first 5 minutes, that didn't stay to watch their world champion wrestle Claudio, who's a world-class professional wrestler, 2 world-class professional wrestlers, wrestle in the main event. So what exactly did it do? In fact, the real number is he was seen in front of less people than he would have been seen in front of on Wednesday night on Dynamite. And then, you know what the sad part is? He's going to get the blowback from that. When he's the world champion and the ratings are coming in less than, he's going to get the blame for it. And he's not to blame for it. It's management. It's Tony's fault. Because everything that happens when the ratings are low and the interest is low, who's the world champion? Get the belt off of him. We need someone else to carry the flag. And maybe they'll, the numbers will be a little bit better. That's not what we need for him. That's where I'm coming from.
Watch this, though. Riddle me this. No one's brought this up. Who started the show on Saturday?
Tony Khan.
No, who opened it? Swerve
opened the show. I mean, Tony came out with a microphone, but yes, Swerve started the show, yes.
So, and who opened the show tonight?
Swerve.
Now, how come Swerve just couldn't open the show last week on Wednesday and then also open it on Saturday to get the boost of ratings that they're talking about trying to get?
Jesse, I swear to God, outside you just mentioning that, because I think that's the first time you legitimately mentioned that to me. Other people that I talked to about this situation, because I expressed my case and I showed these people who was in my DMs arguing with me about this situation. What you just said was said by everybody that I told this story to. Everybody. Why couldn't he start on Wednesday and come out on Saturday?
And come out on Saturday. He did it Saturday and tonight. He's the new world champion. He can come out and start every show for the first month and you won't hear me fucking complain. He's the champion, bro. He do what he wants.
It's crazy. Just a little thought goes a long way. Like, I get what they tried to do, and it bombed. 1.35 million for the first 5 minutes. Great. How many of those people are fucking sitting in a bar somewhere and don't have the capability to change the television or don't give a fuck what's on the television? Maybe they lingered on TBS or TNT, whatever, on that station after the game ended, and they were too late to switch over to the next fucking game that was going on. How many of those people even know who Swerve is?
Yeah.
A small, very, very small percentage of them do. Like, I don't get what the logic was behind that. In theory, it's a great idea, but in execution, and then the numbers come in when they're watched in front of 470,000 people. I don't find that to be a fucking success, man. 470,000 people watch Swerve wrestle and defend the AEW championship. You mean to tell me that is a bigger audience than what would have been on Wednesday? Even though Wednesday's show did sub 700,000, it's still more than 470.
Yeah. I had a kind of an eye-opening experience when I was at the hospital staying there with my son, and we were watching WrestleMania and Dynamites and stuff like that. And a couple of the nurses came in. Our room became a little bit like of a little central because they heard we were watching WrestleMania. So they came in, and a couple of like older fans, lapsed fans, and people who just hear about the names came in and asked who was wrestling. And this was Saturday. I said, well, we have Roman Reigns, and she's like, ooh, I like him. We have Cody Rhodes, and then they said, I've never heard of him. I don't know him. And then we got The Rock. They said, oh yeah, The Rock is back. I heard. He said, yeah, and we got Seth Rollins out there. It's like, never really heard of him. So us as wrestling fans, I think we kind of get we kind of get a little misled on who we think a household name is, because I wouldn't have thought that nobody knew who Cody Rhodes was. I thought that he may have been a household name at this point. He is not. I mean, so to the point where, like, well, maybe someone will look at the screen after watching a basketball game and see Swerve and know who he is. They're not gonna know who the fuck.
No, nobody coming in from the lead-in for that basketball game knows who Swerve is. Not a single fucking person. No. Nobody. Well, who do you expect Swerve? Like, I don't. What do you take Swerve to be? I mean, you think he's on the level of a Dwayne Johnson or Roman Reigns? No.
And it's not a knock. Only a handful of people fit that category right now, man.
I mean, we mean that in absolutely zero disrespect to Swerve. Zero. No. We're actually side of defending him. We're defending Swerve against the fucking terrible creative and structure of the company.
Well, last time he did that, he blocked me. So
I'll see him at some point in the next couple months. He's coming to House of Glory again. I'm sure. Listen, I'll even tell him in person, man. What the fuck are they doing?
I thought you were gonna say in person to unblock Jesse, but no.
I'll mention it. I'll mention it. But
He
you
did.
you got to get on board with where we're coming from. You know, too many titles in this company don't mean anything. The international title don't mean nothing. All because the Continental title's on Okada, that's a start, right? The TNT title's an open challenge. The six-man titles don't mean shit. The TBS championship don't mean shit. The women's championship, Tony Storm has taken that title and made it more valuable than anything right now. But
Yes.
the open challenges have to stop. The AEW championship should be above all as the utmost important thing in your company. I don't give a fuck who it's on. Swerve is the guy now. Treat him as such. The ace. He is your ace now. He is your go-to. He's the guy at the top of the show that you are going to lead this company with. Don't put him fourth. Don't put him fifth. And I'd say this about anybody.
Yeah, he needs to be going to Good Morning Americas. He needs to be going to the late night talk shows. He needs to be going to these sporting events, these games, these football games, baseball games that they all go to. I know Swerve has done some first pitches at some games. Continue. Have him do them with the title this time. He needs to be front and center as your champion, as you would if it was anyone else. You know, Britt Baker was women's champion. I couldn't turn my TV onto anything in mainstream and not see Britt Baker if it has anything to do with AEW. She was front and center. So was Orange Cassidy. I want to see Swerve in that same loop.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gotta change. So that's where we stand on that, and hopefully they rectify that moving forward. So the match is set up for Double or Nothing. Should be great. Christian getting the title shot, and the rankings, get rid of them. Just completely obliterate them, make them obsolete. Goodbye. They factor into nothing on AEW television, and all they do is insult our intelligence. That's all they do.
Yeah.
Adam Copeland. He defended the TNT title in an open challenge, because that's all we do here, against Buddy Matthews of the House of Black. Now, I was like, before Buddy actually walked down the ramp, I'm like, I hope it's not Brody. I want it to be Buddy. And it actually ended up being Buddy. And this match went 20 minutes. And this match went 20 minutes for a couple of reasons. Number one, Adam Copeland is on his last crusade here. He's going to be putting on banger after banger with everybody at the age of 50. So this is exactly what he wants, and he's going to get what he wants. That's number one. Number two, they had 3 hours to fill. I would rather see Adam Copeland and Buddy Matthews go an extra 10 minutes, honestly. I would have seen them go 30 minutes instead of getting anything that we got on Rampage. So the good chunk of TV time that they ate up was because there was 3 hours of AEW programming tonight, and I don't mind that one bit. So I thought what they did was great here. Buddy Matthews clearly wasn't winning the TNT title, but Copeland. I don't know what you feel about Copeland, Jesse. You know, ever since he won that championship from Christian, great match. His title reign has been really solid so far. More and more. I was always a big Adam Copeland guy, but, you know, seeing him work here in this aspect, open challenges weekly, working with who he wants to work with. Buddy Matthews, Brody King, Malachi. He worked with Matt Cardona. He's got the open challenge going on. He's really pushing the limits. He's really pushing himself. And he's wrestling, I believe, better than he has in the last couple of years of his WWE run. I think right now what we're seeing from Copeland, man, is really, really great stuff. And I'm excited to see where he takes the TNT title.
Yeah, so this is not the best in-ring version of Copeland that we've ever seen.
Overall,
no. Yeah, I don't think anyone's claiming that at all. No. This is the absolute best version of the mature wrestling version of Adam Copeland. He can't go out there and wrestle TLC style matches anymore. But since he's changed his style up to, hey, I'm 50 years old now and I'm still trying to go. This is the best version of that entity that we've got from Copeland right now.
Yeah.
If we're gonna continue to do these ridiculous open challenges, I would have made it somewhat interesting. I would have somehow had Copeland agree to any kind of match that the House of Black wanted to do tonight. And then in his eagerness, I would have had them come out and say, gauntlet fucking match. First, you got to face Brody. You know, then you got to face Buddy. And then you got to face Malachi at the fucking end. And have it end in some kind of fucked up way where Copeland retains. But the point of it would be to get to a match with Malachi and Copeland at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I just would have had a complete beatdown of the guy, basically. I mean, I wanted to be interesting. Well, shit. Then going forward, you got Copeland coming out there and saying, "I'm going to be a little bit more, a little bit safer with these open challenges. I'm going to make sure I watch what I say, because I got myself into a fucking gauntlet match and almost got my ass kicked with the House of Black." You know what I'm saying? And then have him accept another open challenge, and then another different form of adversity comes at him. At least it's something interesting. The only interesting thing that's come from these Cope Opens came in the form of Matt Cardona to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, the match with Buddy Matthews and Copeland was fantastic. I wouldn't expect anything less from those two fucking guys.
Yeah.
But as far as the excitement of an open challenge, we don't know who it's going to be, and then we get Matt Cardona, that was more exciting. And I don't think we can recreate that. So like you said, let's kind of get away from these fucking open challenges and let's just get to some story for Copeland to lead into the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, the story with the House of Black is always the same shit anyway. It's like, oh, somebody got misted, somebody's turning to the dark side, their evil tendencies are coming out, and it's like, they do things that are unbecoming of them. It's like, all right, how many times have we seen this story before?
And we're getting that now.
Now we're getting that again with fucking Adam Cole. And it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, does anybody have a fucking creative thought on that team? Can you give me something else? So listen, I mean, it's fine for what it is, because I think everybody's going to accept it because they want to see Malachi in a top priority, and that's exactly what we're getting. He's finally getting a singles match at the pay-per-view, I think, and it's going to be for a championship. So why would anybody complain? As long as we're getting that, and I think a lot of people are going to be happy. But this match was really good. Buddy Matthews is world class. I mean, he's one of the best pound for pound pro wrestlers in the world. I've said that countless times, and Buddy is fucking incredible.
I put him up there in the class of like a Chad Gable and things like that when I talk about some of the most underrated wrestlers in the world.
Yeah.
Very, very fucking underrated. And you put these guys in the match, Drew. Someone like Chad Gable, like a Buddy Matthews, they will surprise the holy hell out of you with their bell-to-bell skills, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Buddy's got a reason to rush home nowadays because Rhea is home.
Well, he's got a reason to not come to work, bro. Man.
Yeah.
And man, he might be getting her back, man. Dom looks like he's enjoying life a little bit right about now, man.
Listen, man, that's a tough situation for a youngster to be in, man. Rhea or Liv, man. Listen.
My stance was, you got a bird in the hand, bro.
Jesus.
Keep your mommy. Liv just might be out for you just to get at mommy, or maybe she digs you. I don't know, but you got a Rhea in hand. Keep it.
Take what you can get.
Take what you, man. He took what he can get last week, bro.
We don't know. We'll find out. These two teased the double count out on the outside after taking some bumps onto the floor off the apron. Both got into the ring, and this was something that happened before the commercial break. Aubrey Edwards called the doctor over because after they teased the double count out, they beat the count. Slugfest ensued as both guys were on their knees. Matthews blocked an impaler, but both got some speed and collided with a hard double crossbody. So Aubrey calls the doctor over. Matthews is spitting up blood. We go to commercial break. The doctor left. Match resumed. Copeland took control. And he zoned in on the ribs with Aubrey constantly checking on Buddy Matthews. I hope he's all right. So we come back from the break. Copeland connected on the 10 corner punches. Matthews managed to answer with a Liger bomb for 2. Both men fought up to the ropes in the corner and traded superplex attempts before Copeland connected on an avalanche impaler for a near fall. Matthews cut off a spear attempt with a series of knee strikes and a beautiful-looking jackhammer for 2. Matthews quickly transitioned into crossface. Copeland escaped into an angle slam. And we were at the 20-minute match counter because Justin Roberts mentioned that 20 minutes had gone by. I'm assuming this was a 30-minute time limit for the title match. Copeland missed another spear attempt, ate a go-to-sleep instead. Matthews missed a curb stomp. This allowed Copeland to connect on a spear for the 1, 2, 3. And he wins the match and retains the TNT title over Buddy Matthews. Very good stuff. Post-match, Copeland attacked Matthews and grabbed 2 chairs ringside. He wanted a concerto, but the lights went out. And Copeland was contemplating. When they come back on, Malachi is in the ring and told Copeland to do it. to Buddy Matthews. Now, Buddy Matthews is a part of the House of Black. Malachi is telling Copeland to blast his stablemate with a concerto. Matthews recovered enough to ask Copeland as well, do it. Hit me. Copeland went to swing at Black, and the lights went out, and when they returned, both Black and Matthews were gone. So clearly the mist to the eyes, or the mist to the face, that dynasty that Malachi spit at Copeland, Jesse, is now giving him some dark, evil tendencies, unbecoming of what Adam Copeland is. And instead of hitting Buddy, he went to go hit Malachi, couldn't bring himself to do it, and they both disappeared into the night. The last
much like Sky Blue, it took her about 7 to 8 months to start turning.
Yeah.
You know, are we gonna get a slow burn from Copeland, or is he just playing the game right now?
He could be playing the game. That's a good call there. I don't know what I'm doing, but I would actually take the risk here. I would take the chance. At Double or Nothing, I would put the title on Malachi.
Yeah, why not?
I would put the title on Malachi. I would have Malachi beat Adam Copeland. I think the character calls for it. I think this particular story calls for it. I think it's been a long time coming. It would be great for Malachi to finally have a singles match, and in his first singles match in God knows how long, win a major championship in AEW. I'd go and do it. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the match, though.
Yeah, Copeland held the title. You know, he beat Cage for it. He can go ahead and bounce it off, get rid of it. He's bigger than that title.
Yep.
Him dropping it to a Malachi to help get him over is exactly the kind of stuff I'm sure he would love to be doing. And he doesn't lose any credibility for losing to Malachi at the pay-per-view. So
no.
Perfectly fine.
We go from that to Samoa Joe versus Isaiah Cassidy. Don't know why this match took place on the show. This was made simply because now we have a new Samoa Joe gif on social media with Isaiah Cassidy crashing and burning on the outside because Joe did his little sidestep walk-away gimmick. And
it never gets old.
And Isaiah Cassidy looked like his life was fucking absolutely horrendous for about 30 seconds. So that was basically it. I mean, it was a squash. Joe's gonna kill you chance. Cassidy grabbed Joe's towel, mocked him with a dance. This was all Isaiah Cassidy, doing his cringy shit. Joe wins with a muscle buster in the end. The biggest spot of the match was when Cassidy flipped over the ropes and just landed hard way on the floor, and Joe sidestepped him. Just ridiculous spump. Something that really could cause internal bleeding or broken rib or a broken back, spleen, spine, whatever the case may be. Muscle buster for the win, and basically no rhyme or reason storyline-wise, Jesse, for why this match happened. Joe was in and out, and goodbye.
Yeah, this was basically just to keep Joe strong, to start getting them back in the win column. It feels like sooner or later Joe will be back to doing something important, something big, maybe going for a different title, something like that. But he just lost his title, and you can tell that, facing someone like Cassidy, at this moment was nothing for him, and he just walked right through him because Joe's a fucking killer. And he'll do it again over the next, couple of weeks or whatever until we get, something important for Joe. So this was just done to keep Joe strong, keep him in the eyes of everyone because he's not going anywhere.
No, there was a couple of people making rumors online that Joe may be done with AEW. Nobody knows if Joe is still signed. He may jump ship. He ain't going nowhere. So Joe wins. This is basically, like Jesse said, to get him back in the win column. Don't know where he goes from here. I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't want to be back in contention for the World Championship. But I could see some people having a problem. Well, he just lost the World Championship, and right now he's wrestling Orange Cassidy on Dynamite in a nothing match that went nowhere. It's not going to mean anything. I wouldn't have booked the match. I would have given him some decent opponents instead of a squash match. But it really doesn't lead to anything. And I have a problem. I have a problem with nothing television. I really do. I feel like things on the show should really matter and lead to something. This didn't lead to anything.
But think about this. How many times have we said this guy lost the title? He should be in the back of the line. Joe's at the back of the line, and now people are saying, well, I don't want to see this. Well, he wins shows on Dark and Rampage. Oh, those wins don't count. Well, fucker, when can we get him his wins?
I guess.
When can he get his wins then? If he comes back with a bunch of wins on the show nobody saw, people complain. If he put him up against a signed talent on the show on TV, people complain. He got to get his wins somewhere if he's at the back of the line, bro.
All right, so if that's the case, then give me some visible rankings where Samoa Joe is absolutely at the back of the line. He's ranked number 10, number 15, number 20, and he goes against ranked number 17 or fucking 15, and he wins the match. Like, give me something. Who the fuck is Isaiah Cassidy?
We can't do the rankings. Those failed, bro.
I'm just saying, make it make sense. Like, they want to half-ass something, and then they want to know why I'm asking questions or why I'm being overly critical. Because you half-ass the fucking rankings and pretend like they mean something. Yet we get Samoa Joe versus Isaiah Cassidy. What the fuck does it mean? Where's it going? What's the plan? What is it leading to? Nothing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you could have gave me another couple of minutes of Buddy Matthews and Adam Copeland. You could have given me another storyline that's being played out on television. More Thunder Rosa, Deonna Purrazzo. Something. More Serena Deeb.
Something. You know.
I don't know. Renee Paquette, she was backstage with the Young Bucks, who said she's killing it and asked how the family and John were doing. They no-sold it. They didn't really care. They just...
Hey, well, who gives a shit? We don't care, Renee.
Nicholas says they've had too much TV time tonight, so how about we give our friend, the scapegoat, Jack Perry, some TV time. He walks in. Jack Perry said last week he did what was best for AEW as Tony Khan made him the scapegoat. It was a sacrifice he was willing to make, as sacrifices should be made by everyone, as we are now in a new era, the era of the elite. Very basic promo.
Not the Triple H era?
No, it's not the Triple H era, no.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, not the Triple H era.
All right.
I mean, what sacrifices did Jack Perry make?
Hey man,
he threw his name. He threw his name on the line to rid the company of CM Punk, huh?
Bro, he has to go home to Anna Jay every night, bro.
Oh man, what a sacrifice he's making for the world of humanity, man. Oh my goodness.
He does this for the company, bro. He wants what's better for AEW. You gotta love it.
Jack Perry is sacrificing all of you fucking virgins out there from putting it away and actually going out and finding your own Anna Jay, man, because Anna Jay legit is off the market. Look at that, man. Jack Perry, man, we got to give Jack a round of fucking applause, man. Seriously.
What a nice guy.
What a great guy that Jack Perry is, man. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Listen, I got no problem with Jack. I'm a big fan of Jack Perry, man. I just don't like the way the company wants to be fucking petty bitches, honestly. That's my problem. I got some questions about that creator, but listen, man, I'm a big Jack Perry guy. I am.
I like where it's going so far. I do. I'm skeptical on where they go, but so far so good. I'm liking what they're doing with it.
So let me ask you, with these sacrifices that Jack Perry is making to the online degenerates, man, is Jack Perry still considered a pillar of AEW?
Well, if he wasn't before, and if they use him correctly going forward from this, I think it could be justified as he's a pillar, because he wasn't treated like one before. But depending on where this storyline goes down the road, who fucking knows? What if he stays in the main event scene going forward?
I don't know.
We'll see.
What if Adam Copeland beats Malachi and Jack Perry beats Adam Copeland for the TNT title? How about that?
I could see Perry beating Copeland for that title, though.
Or maybe we listen, I kind of like that idea. I don't know.
That would actually be something. You don't want to put all the gold on the elite now. I mean, I understand that's a thing to make this faction, but that just puts too much spotlight on one circle of guys. You already got 3 titles in there right now. Yeah. But I do like of Perry holding a mid-card title and going heel with it, but it may have to wait for a little bit, man. It may have to wait for a little bit.
Orange Cassidy made his way out to the ring, and he's cutting a promo in there, and I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of OC here. So he made his way out to the ring, and they aired a clip from Saturday night on Rampage where Trent Beretta battled Chuck Taylor in a street fight, which I watched, and I was interested in none of it, to be quite honest with you. There was big moves on cars. There was a lot of blood. There was real glass. Thought I missed that one, huh? Yeah, sure. So Orange Cassidy says, I hate this. He says he hoped Chuck and Trent would beat each other up and get everything out of their systems and then come back as best friends. That's never going to happen. He says he's been told that because of what Trent did to Chuck after the match, he was told Chuck will never wrestle again. So the crowd was in shock.
Is that a shoot?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out sooner rather than later. Tony Schiavone said this is terrible news. Trent then interrupted Orange Cassidy as he was venting on the microphone. Trent said Cassidy is making things about himself again. Cassidy then charged from the ring up the aisleway, and he wanted to get at Trent. Security held him back. Chris Statlander comes out there to try and calm Orange Cassidy down, and all of a sudden, we get Don Callis trying to be the voice. This guy, booze just rained down as soon as this man's sheer presence was fucking walking through the gorilla position.
So good.
Don Callis walked out there, and he is actually trying to console Orange Cassidy and speak some reason to Orange Cassidy. He whispered something to him and walked away. With Orange Cassidy and Statlander looked there. Where did he go? Looking very confused. Trent then raised his thumb and mocked Orange Cassidy as the segment came to a close. What are we doing here, bro? Orange Cassidy joining the Don Callis family?
No, I thought he was gonna leave with Trent. I have no idea what's going on here.
I don't know, but I'm interested.
I don't know if I am or not, because first off, if it's a ruse and Orange Cassidy isn't really joining, like now I'm looking at Don Callis, like, why in the fuck would you think Orange Cassidy would actually turn? And if it's not, and he does turn, I don't know if I want to see a heel Orange Cassidy, bro.
I don't think Tony Khan's got it within him to do a heel Orange Cassidy. It's like Vince not wanting to turn John Cena heel, or Vince not wanting to obviously change Roman Reigns to a heel for the first 7 years, but refused to do it.
Yeah,
Tony's never going to do it. I would like to see this maybe be a swerve and Trent joins the Don Callis family, because I think he could use that more than Orange Cassidy. I can't see Orange Cassidy being a heel.
Yeah, I can see Trent joining and furthering his heel turn and his run and everything like that. Orange Cassidy, no. And if he turns and goes to the Callis, what the fuck happens with Trent?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really give a shit about any of this, honestly. No. It's just mid-card fodder, honestly.
Hey, man, look, I don't like doing that. The mid-card needs to be important. It needs to be important.
All right, but who gave a shit? Who gave a shit about the best friends to begin with? Nobody.
Well, so this makes it kind of interesting. And are they breaking up because Chuck actually does really have to retire?
How could you give a shit about something? Well, how can you not give a shit about something and all of a sudden give a shit about it?
Depending on where they go with it. I've never seen the best friends go heel and split like this. So I want to see what they do with it. Trent looks like he could be a badass as a heel, man. It depends on how they treat him and what they do with him.
He could. He's a very good wrestler.
Yeah, here's his look. He can go. It depends. I'm not saying I'm looking at him as a main eventer right now and he can move the card. I'm saying that this is an interest, and if done right, it could go in the right direction. We got to see what they do with it first, though. You got to make new stars at some level at some point. The mid-carders have to become main eventers at some level, or you never advance anyone.
I know.
So, but give him a shot. I'm not saying I'm in love with it, but I'm interested in the idea of Trent turning heel and then going in his own direction. I thought he was going to go with the Callis family. Maybe that's still the case. I don't know. If he doesn't, I'm not quite sure why Callis was introduced to this fucking feud, to be honest, because Orange Cassidy is heel interest. No one.
No. We'll see what happens. Listen, I don't care. I'm sure they'll wrestle at Double or Nothing, and they'll end this thing and move each guy on to something else. So we'll figure it out then. But I want to check on you guys, man. We got 666 likes. I don't like that number. Got to change that. We got to change that, man. Hit that thumbs up. Let's try for at least 1,000 tonight. We got 2,200 people in here on a Wednesday night. Super chats are open. Get them on in. Any questions, comments, and concerns for Jesse and I will hang out at the end of the show. And make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the bell for all notifications. Tonight's show is sponsored by DraftKings. I'm going to step away and get myself a liquid death. And you guys will see tonight's sponsor, DraftKings, man. The NBA playoffs are ongoing, and I want you guys to take great advantage of what DraftKings is offering. Tonight's AEW Dynamite post show is sponsored by DraftKings. The UFC is returning to Brazil with another electrifying pay-per-view, and I want to bring you guys closer to the action. This is going to be something you don't want to miss. I've teamed with DraftKings Sportsbook, and all new customers who bet just $5 will receive $200 back in bonus bets instantly. All you have to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use that promo code JD from NY. The crown is yours. That's right, new customers can bet just $5 on any fight and receive $200 back in bonus bets instantly. And you guys can stay in on the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. You can combine multiple bets from the same fight, including total rounds and method of victory. The more bets you combine, the more you can win. And if sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today, and all new customers who bet just $5 will receive $200 back in bonus bets instantly when you use that promo code JD from NY. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Thank you guys very much for checking out my sponsor already here on The Script. Back to the AEW Dynamite post show. Chris Jericho.
Check it out.
He went one-on-one with Katsuyori Shibata. This is an FTW championship match. No DQ weapons match. Man, for a title that isn't really recognized, they got rules for it. It's on the line every week. It's like, what's going on, man? Is it recognized or is it not recognized?
I'm done trying to figure
it.
that fucking title out, man. See what I got? Some Cedar Ridge.
What the hell is that? Straight bourbon whiskey. Never heard of it.
Yeah, apparently it's exclusively sold in the state of Ohio. And my neighbor hooked me up with a bottle of one of his clients, man, and I'm trying it out for him.
Nice.
So I have a whiskey sour right here.
You went to go make yourself a whiskey sour during the DraftKings ad.
Goddamn.
Nice. I like it.
Yes.
I like it. Get Salamonster on board with that.
There we go.
We got to change that cold water to an alcoholic beverage of sorts, man. It's a big night.
Yeah.
Big night. Anyway, Chris Jericho. He defended the FTW title against Katsuyori Shibata. I don't care. I really don't. Jericho has this learning tree gimmick now. His new theme music, by the way, I'm like, this song is familiar. So it took me very quick to find his new theme song. His new theme song is actually the latest Fozzy single called Spotlight. So you guys can find it on Spotify. I'm like, all right.
There you go.
He went from Judas to his new single. And I guess he wanted to kind of bleed into what Fozzy's doing as far as new music is concerned. But they showed Jericho's dad at ringside, Terry Irvine. He was sitting in the front row. And
Met him at the airport.
oh, nice. And then Taz says he's not sure how Ted can be proud of his son. Taz was actually on social media today and let everybody know that the doctors are telling him he needs both shoulders replaced and both knees replaced. And right now, second?
Fucking Jericho, man.
Well, Jericho didn't cause that.
Oh, yes, he did. No, in my story, yeah, Jericho caused all of it.
Jericho caused Taz his knees and shoulder problem.
All of that from one little bump. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Boy. Okay. All right. So Taz says he's going to go through some regenerative cell processes right now, but he's not going to get it done immediately. And it's not from wrestling, he said. It's from kind of bulking up and lifting heavy weights and just going like a fucking savage in the gym and doing things that maybe a guy with his body size and his height and his weight shouldn't have been doing, but he did it anyway. So years of just grinding to get into that next level. So thoughts and prayers to Taz, man. We love Taz, and that's got to be a shitty situation. So he's going to try and put that off as long as he can. But he did say and put that out on social media to deter the youngsters in the industry. Now, don't make the same mistakes that I did. So, Taz is trying to pay it forward, which I always respect.
Absolutely, man. The generation before us in pro wrestling, they did some great things, but I think most of them will admit that they did some pretty horrible things to their bodies when it came to their training regimen, their diet, their drinking and all that other stuff. And the smart ones are definitely paying it forward with this generation, letting them know, the bad moves that can be made in this industry. And if you really look at it as a whole, man, this generation of wrestlers are treating themselves significantly better than they did back in the day.
Yes.
They're not as big and bulky as they were back in the day, but that is the reason why. This is what athletes look like, actual legit athletes. And I could appreciate that, man. We want to see these guys on our TVs, and then we want to see them retire and live long and healthy lives with their grandchildren.
So Hook is still not cleared to wrestle. Taz said so on commentary. He got worked up because Jericho put his nameplate on his title. Nobody tells me crap around here. I'm a little sick of it, says Taz. Now it's for the World Championship, not what Taz had originally named it. And Taz is like, no, that's not the name. You guys know what the name is. He can't really say it on air because it's not allowed. TBS won't allow it. But Jericho takes his trash can lid and smashes Shibata in the head with it. And Jericho emptied a black bag that was underneath the ring. It was filled not with thumbtacks or Legos. It was hockey pucks because they were in Winnipeg. So Shibata slammed Jericho onto the hockey pucks, which has to suck. He then vertical suplexed Jericho next, and they chopped each other going into a commercial break. We come back from the commercial break, and they're still chopping each other. So we go through a 3 or 4 minute commercial break, and they're chopping each other. Both guys' chests look like what it would look like after one Gunther chop. So 4 minutes of chops between these guys. Jericho put a trash can over Shibata's head and started bashing the trash can and Shibata with the kendo stick. Shibata stood up and no-sold it, and he was advancing Jericho from one corner of the ring to the other. As Jericho was hitting the trash can, he kept moving inch by inch, closer and closer to Chris Jericho until he backed him into the corner, and then Shibata with the trash can over his body, over his head, started headbutting Jericho in the opposite corner. So Jericho then begged off. He took the trash can lid off the Shibata and put it in Jericho's lap. He then drop-kicked the trash can into Jericho. They sat middle of the ring and took turns hitting each other with kendo sticks. Shibata then leaned a table in the corner, and Jericho caught him with a code breaker for a 2 count. Shibata came back, set up the table. Big Bill ran in and attacked Shibata, chokeslammed Shibata through the table. He then left the ring. Jericho crawled over and counted 1, 2, 3. He wins and beats Shibata in 16 minutes to retain the FTW Championship. Not the worst thing on the show by any stretch of the imagination. I just don't really give a shit about it. And it's not that Jericho isn't trying. He's certainly trying. And I said this for weeks now. It's going to be very interesting to see if Jericho could get this learning tree gimmick over. But from what I see, Jesse, it's for the FTW Championship. It all revolves around Hook. And now we're looking like we're getting an understudy here of Jericho in Big Bill, which is only going to lead to a potential stable being formed around Jericho again. So it's like the vicious cycle, man. The Jericho Vortex, people coin it on social media. It's coming round and round and round and round again. And we're just going to go through the same shit when a lot of people feel the same way that we do. No disrespect to Jericho. It just ain't working, and it's just not interesting.
Yeah, he is slowly but surely working on getting this learning tree gimmick over. And
he's trying.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. At the end of the day, he just might do it. It's not there yet, but he just might do it. It depends on how far they want to commit to doing it. Because this passive-aggressive, I'm a nice guy and I'm a good guy and everybody really likes me. He has the charisma to actually pull it off. He really does. And if he gets the right guys around him, I think Big Bill is the right guy to put around him. But again, at the end of the day, yeah, it's all stuff that we've seen. Jericho Appreciation Society, I mean, we've seen it all, and we've seen it with no breaks in between. So I think most of us are just asking for a little bit of a Jericho hiatus and come back fresh. Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But like I said, he's going to try. He's going to try. And I commend him for it. But I don't know if it's actually going to work. We'll see what happens. He retains the FTW championship. And I'm assuming this will all revolve around Hook potentially to maybe get them in a match at Double or Nothing. We'll see. Claudio, he goes one-on-one with Brian Cage. Another match, which left me asking, why is this match happening? No
It left me asking where Brian Cage was when Swerve was getting beat down.
I'll get to that in a second because it's in the notes. Why is this match happening? What is it going to lead to? I don't know. It led to nothing. Brian Cage is great. He is. He's a fucking savage. So is Claudio. I mean, putting these two guys in the ring, it's going to be a good match. I guess this is what Tony Khan was feeling today. Hey, man, I think I'm going to put Brian Cage and Claudio in a match, man. We haven't seen them lock up. I think that could be fun for everybody. Meanwhile, nobody gives a shit.
But see, if the ranking system was front and center, and if one person was ranked at one level and the other one was ranked somewhere else, they can just say, this is to move up in the rankings.
Yeah.
Instead, we're just sitting here like, why are they fighting? Why are we watching this right now?
I don't know. I don't know why we're watching this. I wish somebody from the company would let me know why the fuck matches like this make it to the show. Like, again, AEW, look, some people were saying, oh, what if I want to watch great pro wrestling? What AEW fucking shits out great pro wrestling every fucking week. They need to move away from that for a little bit. Tell some stories. Why is the show filler? I don't get it. You got 2 hours of fucking television, yet you want to give me 3/4 of it being filler. No. This match meant nothing in the grand scheme of things, and it led to nothing, and it will lead to nothing. So Claudio wins. Match was fine. Have no problem with what they did. We go to commercial break. Before the break, we got a stalling body slam and a double stomp, which led to Claudio trying for corner punches. Cage sent him to the apron, allowing for his suplex from the outside back into the ring. I mean, Cage is a beast. So we go to commercial break. We come back. Cage connected on a Tiger feint kick, so he hit a 619. Discus lariat for 2. Claudio floated over a drill claw attempt, which is Cage's finish, into a springboard spinning uppercut. More uppercuts by Claudio. Both traded big boots. A thrust kick from Claudio led to another Tiger feint kick and a discus lariat of his own. Cage came back with a big, I don't know what they called it, some type of slam, a water wheel drop, I think they called it. Claudio answered with a pop-up uppercut for a 2. Giant swing into a sharpshooter, and Brian Cage ended up tapping out. And then they move on right to the next segment. So, like Jesse said, because it was in my notes, and I actually asked it on social media, this, again, is directed towards creative and towards Tony Khan. You know, Swerve was in a 1-on-4 situation in the open of the show. Nana was taken out. Nana's really no help anyway. He's just there to dance. Isn't Swerve a part of a stable called the Mogul Embassy? Where was Toa Leona? Where was Khan? Where was Brian Cage? They were nowhere to be found, yet we're still parading around with the Mogul Embassy led by Swerve and Prince Nana. Yet we have Brian Cage out there, and I hear Mogul Embassy, Brian Cage of the Mogul Embassy. So is the Mogul Embassy a thing, or is the Mogul Embassy not a thing? Is it only a thing when Swerve wants it to be a thing, or is it not a thing? Because if it is a thing, I'm going to need you to give me some explanation as to why it still is a thing. If it's not a thing, I'm going to need you to tell me why it's not. What are we doing?
Yeah, 100%, man. The problem is you turn Swerve babyface and never turn the rest of the moguls babyface. You left them heel. So now they will look kind of ridiculous coming out to save Swerve. But it makes no sense by them not coming out to save Swerve. So they need to kind of feel that. Hey, I think we should address this super chat by Pop's Gaming.
Pop's Gaming with a $10 super chat. I don't usually read the super chats, but this one apparently is concerning. JD, prayers for one of your mods at Wild Stallions 77. I know him personally, and his wife contacted us, and he has suffered a stroke. Well, that is very concerning to hear. I have to read my DMs. I didn't really check my DMs. Sometimes the DMs go into a separate folder on Twitter where I gotta go search for them because they are people that reach out that I am not following or I'm not following me or something gets messed up there. So I gotta check that out. But I will check that after the show is immediately over. Pops, thank you very much for the update. Prayer emojis to our guy Wild Stallions.
Thank you for that. He was in my chat last night.
Was he?
Yeah. Yep.
I wonder if he was in the chat with me and Angle then last night too.
Fuck, man. That sucks, man. Get better soon, bro. Hope if you're listening, please, man, get better soon.
Yeah, we're thinking about you, buddy. I will definitely reach out to his wife in the DMs. Yeah, so the Mogul Embassy, bro. I mean, listen, if it's a thing, great. Then make it a thing and give us a reason as to why it's still a thing. If it's not a thing, you're going to need to tell me why it's not and effective immediately end it. Because Swerve is a babyface. The other guys are acting as a heel group. Like, I mean, does nobody pay attention to this type of shit? Like, this would have been the first thing that I asked. I'm like, if I'm in the boardroom, if I'm in the creative meeting and we're doing this fucking structure for the show and Swerve is going to be attacked by Christian Cage and the patriarchy, one of my things would be like, well, what about Swerve? Doesn't he have a group? Doesn't he have a group of guys? Where are they? Oh, no, we're not telling that part of the story. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, where the fuck are they? And why aren't they helping him if they're still the Mogul Embassy?
Yeah. See, yeah. I mean, there just needs to be a clear separation. They need to come out and pretend to help, but then they beat him down some more. I mean, we just need to be front and center with what's going on with the whole crew. So his wife tried reaching out to you on Twitter. He says.
Yeah, I will check that as soon as the stream is over. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate that. Thank you.
So Claudio wins. Where does it go? It goes nowhere. It leads to nothing. Waste of a segment. Renee Paquette's backstage with Rocky Romero. Oh, man.
Why? What the fuck, man?
What are we doing here, TK?
Ugh.
Why is this on the show? Such valuable television time. Nobody wants to see Rocky Romero on the show. Nobody gives a shit. Why?
That's Rampage material right there.
This is Dark material. Never mind fucking Rampage. Dark don't even exist anymore.
Rampage is the new Dark, though.
Renee Paquette's backstage with Rocky Romero asks who he sides with in the Best Friends saga. Rocky Romero says neither. As no one wins in this scenario, as he told them that from this moment on, Rocky does his own thing going forward. Romero wants to be the best in AEW, and the only way to do it is by himself, so he wants to start challenging the best. And he calls out Kyle O'Reilly for a match on Rampage as a way to earn a title shot.
I thought he was going to challenge for the world title or something. What the fuck is that? Like, oh, he's going to go for one of the champions.
I want to put myself in a situation where I'm challenging the best, and the only way to do it is by challenging Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly. Like, what? What the fuck?
Why is this on the show?
That's so good. Yeah, the guy's not even a fucking champion.
Guy's a loser. He's a great wrestler, but I mean, he just lost. Like, what are we doing here?
Okay.
What type of roster do you have? Rocky Romero's getting TV time?
Challenging the best.
Why wasn't Willow and Sky Blue on this show? Why is Rocky Romero on my fucking show?
They put Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa on Rampage last week. And we get this tonight.
I don't get it. Serena Deeb. She went one-on-one with Mariah May.
Yep.
This wasn't bad. I mean, obviously, we're leaning towards Tony versus Serena Deeb at the pay-per-view just to give Tony another win in the win column. Mariah May parading around like old school Tony Storm. And the story is that Mariah is, I guess, kind of getting a little close to her old stablemate, Mina Shirakawa, who,
Yes.
why isn't she on my television?
Yeah, you want to put some random people on
I
TV. Start with that.
Why can't we see Mina? Why do we gotta see Rocky? I don't understand it, man. The priorities are fucked up in this place, man. Seriously. So Mariah May, I mean, I don't know what's going on there. The story obviously is Mariah and Tony may think that Mina is stealing Mariah away from her, and I'm assuming that Tony's going to be wrestling Mina at Forbidden Door. That's the way I see it. I don't know where it's going, but I would assume that's where it's kind of going. So
like a weird love triangle.
Yeah, something along those lines. Tony is getting jealous that Mariah is being taken away by Mina. So we got to commercial break. Headstand, head scissors, shotgun drop kick, sent Deeb reeling. Things go Mariah's May into the commercial. So May controlled during the entire break. Deeb was starting her comeback. Neck breaker through the ropes. Mariah May dodged a ripcord back elbow. Series of counters here. Deeb delivered a snap German suplex and a hammerlock lariat for 2. May avoided a figure 4, went up top, hit a beautiful shotgun dropkick, and then Mariah May delivered sweet chic music. Man, I tell you, man, Mariah's got some sweet chic music.
Nah, I disagree.
What are you talking about, man? You see the fucking velocity and the whiplash effect that she gave Serena Deeb tonight?
You know what I'm talking about when I say I disagree.
Listen, man, if you're not liking with what Mariah's working with, I got a fucking problem, okay?
I think she's pretty. Don't get me wrong.
But
they have better. They have better. They have
Christ.
better, bro. I'm sorry. Not to mention, I'm also not sold, and I'm gonna piss some people off. I'm also not sold on Mariah May's in-ring ability. I think it's mediocre at best. I don't know why she had so much offense against the professor tonight, Serena Deeb.
Well, she's supposed to be taken as a serious threat to the eventual match with Tony in the AEW World Women's Championship.
I understand where they want to go with it, but the results is not.
What do you want? You want her to be Tiffany Stratton 2.0? What the fuck's your problem?
That'd be great. That would be great. That match we just watched tonight with Serena Deeb and Mariah May, who was the better in-ring worker by far?
I'm hearing from the venue, bro. They want me to dump you. Okay.
I can't hear the buttons you push over there, bro. So you gotta let me know.
They're booing the shit out of you, man. They want me to dump you.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then. But hey, man, like I said, I forgot. Sorry, guys. Sorry. There we go. I'm sorry. She's
not
okay.
even in the fucking match in fucking black and white. Oh, why are you timeless? She's not even in the match.
Hey, she's at ringside. She's there, bro.
All right. She's
there. I think she's okay. I just don't think she is as good as they are trying to convince us that she. It reminds me of watching, not to say she is as bad as, don't get me wrong, but it reminds me of watching a Maxine Dupree match and then having to listen to commentary try to convince me on how, she's improving so much. Look how good she's good. You've noticed that? They have to keep telling us how great Maxine Dupree is. No, she's not. No, she's not.
Well, Maxine's terrible.
Yeah. No, she's not. And commentary keeps trying to convince me of that. Kind of the same thing here. I mean, it's not the same thing as far as in-ring work. She is better than Maxine Dupree. But it feels like they're trying to force her in-ring work upon me and make me believe she's better than what she actually is. She's not that great, bro. Especially being out there with Serena Deeb. That's just getting exposed. She is not that good, man. Can she get better? Sure.
What's that I'm hearing? Jesse's subscriber count dropping in droves because of this comment?
Hey, man. You want me to tell the truth or not, man? I'm sorry. I'm not gonna sit here and lie because everyone else likes her. I don't see it yet.
Comparing Maxine Dupree to fucking Mariah May. Believe this guy?
I don't see it yet. The commentary is trying to convince us that Mariah May is good the same way that listen,
this is the last week he's on the show. This guy's God. Don't worry, man. This guy's gonna. I have a new co-host next week on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Sorry, man. If you think she's that great, you've also been brainwashed. She is not that fucking good, bro. You know she's not that fucking good. She's not.
I see no issues.
Yeah, okay.
No issues.
You are blinded by by that hip attack.
Okay. Sure. So we got a hip attack or the sweet chic music. Mariah meant for Mayday. Deeb instead sank in a crucifix, traded some pin attempts with Mariah. Deeb had a backslide on May, but May kicked out. May tried a handstand head scissors again, but Deeb had it scouted and transitioned into a half crab. Deeb cranked away at it. Toni Storm throws in the towel for the referee stoppage. And that's basically it. She gets her title match at the pay-per-view. 5-0 is Serena Deeb. Look at that.
I love this. This isn't the first time that I had an opinion that none of you guys agreed with, but then down the road, you start the hashtag Jesse was right. You'll learn, bro.
Look at this. Look at this comment in the chat. I may have to time this guy out. She's not that good, says Manesh Takor. She's not that good, says a fat guy who can't run a mile.
What?
I'm going to put him in a timeout, man. Goodbye, Manesh. You're getting timed out for 30 minutes, brother. I'm sorry, man. You can't come into my bar and call people fat. What's wrong with you, man? Come on.
What the fuck? I ran a mile in 12 minutes, bro. What the fuck is he talking about? He's talking about me?
Yes, he's not talking about me.
You keyboard fucking warrior? Let's see how you fucking look. You fuck. Okay.
It's not talking about me.
Okay. I'm sorry, bro. She's not fucking good. It does not matter. I saw like the memes and the gifs like, oh, well, that moonsault was terrible. And it's like a fat guy. Well, it doesn't mean the moonsault wasn't terrible, was it? It doesn't mean I'm wrong, does it?
Who are we talking about? Charlotte?
No. You missed the fucking point. It doesn't mean that I'm wrong, does it?
No, you're always right.
Sports analysts analyze football games, baseball games, basketball games all the time. Not all of them can throw a fucking 50-yard touchdown, bro. That don't mean they're wrong when they analyze someone else that can't do it, though, are they?
Oh, this gaming dragon. Are you agreeing with the fat shaming, brother? Timed out for 30 minutes. There you go. I like this new feature, man. I could time people out instead of benching them.
No, I just bench them.
Nah. I want people to come back on Tuesday.
I don't look, man. You can disagree with what I say all you want. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. As a matter of fact, I will watch how you disagree with me, because one day when it turns around that I'm actually right, like it has happened before, then you look fucking stupid. Just say you don't agree and we move on. How about that? Is that a new fucking concept? I disagree, Jesse. But
Pedro says, do I need to play guitar to know a song sucks? No, you don't.
No, you don't. Do you need to be a movie producer to know that a movie sucks? No, you don't.
Where are my mods, Jeremy? I have no fucking idea. Prodigy Freebird's in the chat. He's here.
No, you don't. The fact remains, bro. I mean, look, AEW, and I've put the women over multiple times. They are giving us some fantastic talent in the women's division. All I've asked is they get fantastic creative to go with it so they can give us a fantastic summer of women's wrestling, because they have the fucking locker room for it. But if I say that one is not up to the par of the rest of the women, it doesn't mean I'm wrong, and it doesn't mean I'm an asshole. I just don't think that that particular person is up to the par of most of the other women. It's okay to say that, man. You guys need to fucking get over yourselves, you fucking snowflakes. Jesus fucking Christ, bro.
Renee was backstage and congratulates Adam Copeland on his win tonight. Asked if he's okay. Copeland pondered his answer. He said, yeah, I'm all right. Kyle O'Reilly walked in and said, if Copeland ever wants his help against the House of Black, he'll have his back. Thanks, Kyle. Nobody asked.
Yeah.
Copeland was going to thank him when he saw O'Reilly looking at the TNT title, and he told him, hey, listen, up here, eyes up here. I see you, man. You won the title, I know. Ultimately thanks him and wishes him luck against Rocky Romero tonight. So, yeah, we're getting Adam Copeland versus Kyle O'Reilly at some point for another open challenge, man. Oh, great. Wow, man, he goes from one title to the other, man. To lose that one and to lose this one. I mean, the Undisputed Kingdom ain't looking too shabby now, right, Kyle? Come on. Seriously.
Yeah.
Anyway, zero interest.
No, man. No.
Who won? Did Rocky Romero win? No.
No.
I don't think so. Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is back in AEW, at least for tonight. He's not ring ready, but they brought him back, obviously, to get a ratings boost for sure and probably sell some extra tickets. Kenny Omega made his ring entrance and big introduction from Justin Roberts. Omega walked out in a suit, looks really good. And he said, you guys, you're making this tough on me. I've never been good at this stuff, meaning cutting a promo and being emotional in front of fans. He said he asked to talk about sickness and weakness. He says he spent 10 days in a hospital, and doctors told him he was one of the lucky ones because he was only 24 hours away from dying. This is a real story. He said he told the doctor, cool story, doc, can you patch me up and send me back to Dynamite? He says they told him that they need to get what's in him out of him. He says he'd need to wear a bag for 6 to 12 months or even possibly the rest of his life. And he said he told the doctor if he didn't get surgery, the doctor said for the rest of his life he'd be a ticking time bomb or he'd have a ticking time bomb inside of him. He said any blunt force to his stomach could send him to the hospital, forcing surgery anyway, or it could kill him. He said since that day, he can't lie, he had to stop watching. He choked up and said, as he watched, his hands would shake. He says he was scared for the first time in his career. I felt pathetic. I felt like a coward. He says he thought maybe this whole segment was going to be him announcing he was going to retire, but then he watched Dynasty, and he saw Swerve make history, and Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson put on one of the greatest matches he's ever seen in his entire life. He said he wishes he could say he was happy, but his hands were shaking again. He said the tremors got worse, and he asked himself if he was really scared of being a wrestler. He says when he heard the fans tonight, it made him realize something very important. He said, yes, he was scared. He said, that's life, and they're all scared of something. He said he realized he was going through withdrawals, and he needs to be in the ring. He said being the best is what fuels him. It hurt him that all the EVPs, or actually not the EVPs, it said it hurt him that all the pay-per-views had matches and wrestlers being called the best ever. And it seemed that he was already forgotten. He promised everyone it isn't over until he exhausts every option. He says if there's a 10%, a 5%, or a 1% chance, bag or no bag, you guys aren't done with Kenny Omega. And he's going to change the world. He then shifted to talk about the Bucks. And he talked about the EVPs, that they've been free to do whatever they want. But they've also forgotten that he is also an EVP. He says they can fire him from the elite, but they can't fire him from being an EVP. He says that means that part of the company still belongs to him, the best bout machine. He was then interrupted by Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker. He walks out, and Okada's got a microphone in his hand. So obviously we know the history of Omega and Okada dating back to New Japan. Fans chanted, holy shit, just to give you a sense of the magnitude this match will have on American soil when it actually happens. Omega spoke Japanese to him. The Rainmaker, the best bout machine, he said. We have a little bit of a rivalry over in New Japan. What do you say you give me a couple of months and we settle it right here in an AEW ring? How does that grab you? Okada then says, I'm sorry, Kenny. I'm the best bout machine now. Jack Perry then all of a sudden jumped Omega from behind. Fans booed. Okada slid a chair into Perry. Omega ducked a swing and punched at Jack Perry. Omega then gave Jack Perry a back suplex, so he did get physical. And then he went down, winced, and clutched at his abdomen, his midsection. Fans chanted for Kenny, and Omega basically unzipped his suit jacket or unbuttoned his suit jacket and yelled. He ripped apart his shirt, raised his arm, and pointed the gun at Perry. He set up for the V-trigger, but Okada tripped him up on the outside. Perry then grabbed the chair and jabbed the chair in Omega's abdomen. Omega went down, and Perry started laughing. The Bucks walked out, told Jack Perry and Okada to relax. They appeared to be concerned when they got out there. They took things a little bit too far. Kenny then tried to stand up, and he was in a position where it was easy for them to deliver the EVP trigger, and that's exactly what they did. They delivered the EVP trigger to Kenny Omega. And after that, FTR comes out, and they chase off the Elite as Kenny Omega is being tied up and bolted into a gurney and they wheel Kenny Omega out of the arena in a gurney. Now, it does bleed into Rampage, where Kenny Omega was about to be loaded into the back of an ambulance. The Elite meet Kenny Omega back there, and Matt and Nick Jackson apologized to Kenny Omega for what they did, but they have to change the world without Kenny Omega, and they shoved him off the gurney, and then they joke to the EMTs, yeah, somebody go check on this guy, please. He seems to be a little out of sorts and injured here. So that's the way that segment came to a close. And Jesse and I already discussed this in the beginning of the show. I thought what they did here with Kenny, the promo leading into the attack to get heat, Jack Perry, Okada, teasing Okada and Kenny Omega, and then the attack with the gurney with Omega and the visual of him being carted off into the EMTs. I love it. I thought what they did was fantastic.
Great fucking stuff, man. It needed to be a very surreal moment, a complete beatdown. They used Kenny's injuries and his diverticulitis. I really pray and hope that some of that was fabricated as far as the prognosis goes, but we'll learn more in the near future. I'm sure by tomorrow we'll have more details. But I thought it was played well. If you know anything about pro wrestling, you take some of what's happening in real life and you apply it to pro wrestling, as much as all parties want to agree upon doing. And that's what makes it the most interesting. And that's what they did right here. I can't wait for Kenny to come back and to resolve all of this. So I'm also even looking forward to see what kind of mayhem the Bucks are going to run as they run roughshod through AEW in the meantime.
This is definitely leading. I could absolutely see this leading to blood and guts.
That we got a returning babyface MJF at some point this year. I understand he suffered a setback. Get well soon, MJF. But even whenever he does come back, he gets to come back to deal with all of this elite hostile takeover shit and everything else. He can also be a part of that. There's a lot. There's a lot to. God damn it! Why am I frozen?
You're frozen again? Oh yeah, you are frozen. You are frozen on my end.
Yeah, they can hear me.
Yeah, we're getting to the super chats.
So I'm glad that there is something interesting for these big time names to sink their teeth into. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
That's the way Dynamite ended. Rampage, we're not going to go over Rampage because clearly I didn't give a shit and I didn't watch. Switchblade Jay White defeated Dante Martin. So it looks like they're setting up the Bullet Club Gold against Top Flight and Action Andretti for the 6-man tag team titles. I did see that Bullet Club came out with like 3 different fucking titles. Don't know what we're doing there. Why? Consolidate them and get rid of the ones that we don't need anymore. The only ones that matter are the Trios Championships in AEW. Get rid of the others. So it looks like they're setting up a 6-man tag team title match for Double or Nothing. Kyle O'Reilly defeated Rocky Romero. Thanks for coming, Rocky. We got Willow Nightingale defeating Sky Blue in a Manitoba Massacre match to retain the TBS title. I mean, I don't understand it. What the fuck is that? And why is that necessary? Why? I don't understand it. It is what it is. I thought Konosuke Takeshita was supposed to wrestle tonight. Apparently, he didn't wrestle. Whatever the case may be. Rampage is trash. But
it is.
That is AEW Dynamite. I mean, listen, it wasn't a great show by any means, but the biggest questions, the biggest concerns, they answered and they forwarded to next week, and I'm interested to see where they go. So they did what they needed to do, and the post-match attack on Kenny Omega was very good.
Rusty Wagner. Rusty says, and what's up, Rusty? Rusty says, she's nice and she works hard. I'm sure she does. And I'm sure she is.
Are we talking about Mariah?
Yeah. Okay. So was Dana Brooke.
Who?
You know what I'm saying? She's nice and she works hard. I get that. That doesn't mean I'm going to lie about what I see from her in-ring work. And all I said was that she was okay. She's mediocre. You guys act like I came on here and said she fucking sucks.
Bro, I'm afraid to correct you, man. Who? Dana Brooke?
You know what I'm saying? So
you mean trash by elegance? Is that what we're talking about?
I didn't say that she couldn't work. I didn't say she was god awful and horrible. I said she was mediocre. You guys act like she is God's gift to women's wrestling because I said she's mediocre. Relax. She is mediocre.
I don't believe we're still talking about this. Can you fix your fucking camera, please?
I did on my end. I had to cancel StreamYards and come back in and get it to unfreeze because I reset already on my end.
Jesus Christ.
See, watch. Here we go. Boom.
Now I gotta let him back in. Hold on. Can't stand looking at him frozen. Hold on. There he is. There he is. I see you. There you go. There you go.
She's mediocre, guys. I'm sorry. She is mediocre. If you think she's better than mediocre, I'm concerned about what you guys think really good wrestling is. All I said was that she's mediocre, but they're trying to put her over as if she's great. They're protecting her in a match against Serena D. Why is she being protected? Take a clean loss. She's mediocre.
You want to know what? You want to know what I know? What I'm asking? Who's going to protect the IWC from Tuesday Night Titans, man? Me and Solomonster on Tuesday night. That's the new co-host. Solomonster, Jason Solomon is the new co-host on Tuesday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, man. The new era of TNT. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's on X, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go check out all the other content on the channel. Let's start May like we had started April, man. Thank you guys very much for all the support. April ended up being the best month in the history of Off the Script. Go follow
Mariah
Jesse.
is not better than Tiffy Time. Stop that.
No, that I agree with. Mariah is not better than Tiffany Stratton. No.
You guys can stop that. You guys are just trolling at this point, bro. She is okay. She's mediocre. She gets better. I'll call it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna hold myself to it because I'm saying it now. If she gets better, you'll be the first to hear it from me.
Go follow Jesse on his YouTube channel. I linked his channel at the top of the description. So make sure you guys go follow him. He's got WWE content coming this weekend. He's going to be covering Backlash and a little bit of SmackDown. So make sure you guys go and check that out this weekend, Saturday night. I will be live for the Backlash post show as soon as it ends at around 4:30 or so. So we'll be doing the Backlash thing on Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. start time for Backlash in France. Not really too keen on the early pay-per-views because they actually end up taking up all my day.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, man. We got 800 likes. Let's try for 1,000 likes on tonight's stream. And tonight's show is sponsored by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use that promo code JD from NY. Bet just $5 and get $200 back in bonus bets instantly. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. Good Wednesday, JD and Jesse and OTS family. Good Wednesday to you, brother. Dwayne Jackson, thank you for the $100 super chat earlier in the stream, man. I really appreciate that. Tony Brown with a $9.99. Ready for the IWC Goats. Thank you, Tony Brown. Black Wolf Inc. with a $20 super chat. He says, what are they doing with Swerve, man? He got nothing from the crowd tonight. Got his ass kicked and treated like an afterthought. Kofi, Bobby, and Big E were never booked like that. Now, maybe I'm being sensitive, but come on, AEW. Bro, what are you talking about?
Not treated like an afterthought tonight.
Bro, no, he wasn't. And by the way, brother, Kofi lost the title in 7 seconds. Yeah. Brock Lesnar. Bobby Lashley was treated like a loser. And Big E, his title reign was fucking horrendous. I don't know what type of comparisons are that, man, but we don't want Swerve to be like those guys.
You guys are just so brutal sometimes. He was not treated like an afterthought tonight. They rectified what they did wrong last time. Yes, he got his ass kicked tonight. That happens, especially the babyface champions, bro. You have to get your ass kicked at times to face some adversity, bro. That's a part of pro wrestling 101, man. Come on.
Hey, Jackson with a $4.99. Might be a reach, but do you think Mercedes joins the Elite? That's why she got the title shot, and is also why Stokely got banned from ringside. No, she's not joining the Elite.
I don't want to.
Nate with a $2 super chat. Do you think TK is a virgin? He just seems so weird. No, I do not. I don't know what type of question this is, but thank you for the $2, Nate. I'll be taking that to Starbucks and ordering myself my grande vanilla latte with half and half. You know, I go to Starbucks and I say, can I get a grande breve vanilla latte, please? And they look at me like, breve? What's breve? Half and half, you fucking geek.
So what kind of question is, do you guys honestly really think that if you have never had sex before, you are just a bad person or just a low-life piece of shit?
Don't give away the IWC secrets, man.
I mean,
we can't expose them, man. Come on.
these people, how do they equate the two?
Bro, Tony Khan's got so much money. I mean, he can buy whoever he wants. Like,
why are you concerned who Tony Khan sticks his dick into?
I'm not.
No, not you. Not you. The dude asking in that super chat. Why do you guys care?
Is he an awkward fella? Sure. After a couple of White Claw, maybe he's not. I don't fucking know.
Is that how virgins act? I don't fucking know. I don't know very many virgins. What? I mean...
Frank Morano with a 5 and a 5. Imagine a world where Mariah May and Tiffany Stratton is a tag team. Thirst trap. Real quick, my mom passed away with diverticulitis after having 18 inches removed from her intestines. It's serious outside of wrestling. Yes, Frank, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. Thoughts and prayers to you. But Mariah May and Tiffany Stratton, nobody wants to see that tag team. No.
And I think I see the issue. You guys love Mariah May because she's smoking hot. Okay. But that doesn't improve her in-ring work. You guys understand that, right? She's just not great in the ring because she's hot. Just make sure you guys are aware of that at least.
Justin with a $4.99. Great review, guys. I watched my Celtics eliminate the Heat over AEW tonight, but I'll always support you guys. Keep up the great work. OTS for life. Thank you, brother. And good luck to your Celtics. Hollywood Erica, the $10 super chat. My tribal chief, I acknowledge you, and I acknowledge my favorite server and Taco King, Jesse. And round on me for the venue, and you and Jesse. And can Jesse whip me up? Unlimited tacos. Love you guys. OTS VIP.
A lot of work.
That's a lot of, it's a lot of demand there, Hollywood Eric, for $10 super chat. Thank you, bro. Joseph Taylor with a $5 super chat. JD Jesse, Will Washington is on the creative team. Now we know why the ratings have not been good lately. No, the ratings have not been good lately because of the deficiencies of their leader, Tony Khan. I don't think Will Washington has, or is the priority reason why the ratings are down. No.
Oh, I love the IWC. I do. I love it.
Anthony Hayes with a $1.99. JD, Mets and Braves on the 12th. Want to go? No, I don't. Pop Pops.
Ask you out on a date?
I guess so. Pop Pops. I don't know. Why is another dude asking me out on a date, man?
I think he
now, if this was somebody, a female,
no Diddy.
I might take you up on the offer. I mean, if this was Destiny or Issa, I'd say yes in a second. You know?
No Diddy, man.
But why would Issa show up at Citi Field? And why would Destiny show up at Citi Field? They're both Yankees fans. That's a fucking problem. That's a problem. That's a huge problem right there, man.
Hey,
you're a White Sox fan, man. What the fuck am I complaining to you for, man? What are you in last place?
Don't talk to me about fucking baseball, bro. It ain't looking good over here on the south side.
Nah, man. You might have to shift to the south side, man. What is that? The Cubs? Go over to Wrigley, man.
No, the Cubs on the north side.
And the north side, whatever.
I'd never, bro. If I switched to the Cubs just because the White Sox are losing, I would have been a Cubs fan a long goddamn time ago, man. No,
it's not too late, man.
Not a fair weather fan.
Not too late. Ben Callanan with the $2.99. Hey Jesse, do you collect WWE or AEW action figures?
Me? No,
yes.
I'm not a virgin. I'm not a virgin.
All right, listen, man. I gotta be on Destiny 2 to get my fucking Luna's Howl, man. Bradley, $2 super chat. JD, do you believe in Joe Hendry? Yes, I do. I believe in Joe Hendry. I may get demonetized. I gotta mute this. Shut that off.
No, it's short enough, but trust me, it's short enough.
It's a minute and 10 seconds. I know.
It's way under, bro. You're good.
Ben and Bradley, thank you, brother. Prodigy Freebird with a $4.99. Thank you for the $4.99, brother. David Thiering with a $10 super chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, JD, but your first camera goes to shit Monday, and now Jesse's camera goes to shit today. I'm calling shenanigans. Use this donut towards a new camera. LOL. That's funny.
Camera,
it's funny, David. I'll be going to B&H on Friday to go buy myself a new camera.
You guys still have B&H's up, Papa?
B&H is the centralized hub for all my equipment, bro. What are you talking about?
Well, we don't have any brick and mortar B&H. Best Buy runs the show.
Fuck Best Buy. They got nothing but garbage over there, bro. Come on.
Just saying.
Prodigy Freebird with $4.99. Oops, I meant to say I haven't been able to watch any Hog with you and Solomon, so you guys are about to change the game. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And Tanmay.
Happy birthday.
Tanmay with 52 months, the longest running VIP next to Stu Sexton in the venue. This guy's got the elite actually, that's not the Dark Horse emblem. That is a Mustang emblem. That is the highest VIP status you could achieve. It's Tanmay's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Tanmay.
I'm going to need to see some birthday cake emojis in the chat from my guy Tanmay. Simple. And that's all we got. That's all we got. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday night stream, guys. It was fun.
This was fun.
It was fun.
This was fun. Apparently, I have a new sworn enemy in the women's locker room, thanks to you guys. I'm sure she'll be reaching out to me soon because of this bullshit.
Who's that? Britt? What?
She's mediocre, man. I don't think there's anything wrong with being mediocre.
Listen, man, don't get on Britt's bad side, man. I know what that feels like.
No, we don't want that, man.
No, I don't want to feel the wrath of DMD, man. Not again. I want to be on DMD's good side.
No, do not want that.
Anyway, Hollywood Eric with a $5 super chat. Sorry for the demand. Love you guys so much. You make my week. I just got paid. I wanted to party in the venue. Cheers to you guys. See you in the venue on Friday. Listen, Hollywood Eric, you can party here anytime, brother. It's all right. Anyway, next time you guys will see me will potentially be tomorrow, depending on the news. If not, Friday, live on SmackDown. We will go into the go-home show for Backlash. SmackDown will be in France on a time delay, so we will see what's going on there. And then Backlash Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. I'll be covering the show. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Go follow Jesse as well on Twitter at Chi-Town Smart, and hit the link in the description to go follow him on YouTube and subscribe to his channel. He'll be covering Backlash this weekend, so please go do that. Make sure you guys go check out all the other content on the channel. There is plenty of it. We were live on Monday and live on Tuesday with Ango for TNT episode 46. And TNT begins a new era next week as the Solomonster is the new co-host for Tuesday Night Titans, man. Go show him some love. And please go out and support us next Tuesday. It is absolutely going to change the game in the wrestling space. Until then, guys, thank you very much for all your support, and I will see you all right back here live on Off the Script. We'll see you guys later.